The mic's alive. Oh shit, we're here. All right, episode 103, Midge.
Yo.
So Mitch is filling in for Damo after like the first 20, 30 episodes now.
Yeah, I've taken a bit of a back seat, but
not really. You're still part of it.
This whole podcast wouldn't run without me. So
yeah, that's exactly it, right? You're the back end of the whole project.
That's
so
right.
Yeah. All right. So tonight we've got some big guests on. Like holy shit.
Not that big.
No, Mr. Humble. Don't say that.
Oh,
all right. So we got Firman.
hello.
And we've also got John on tonight.
G'day guys, how are we?
And so you guys are really big in the scene, like quite prominent, like
I mean, we like to think that we're big, but
no need to be.
Don't be humble.
No,
That's
yeah,
it.
it's gonna go on like the whole podcast.
No, we'll start.
No, it's no, we like to think that we're influential within the scene, I guess, or like people know about us.
We're around. We definitely around.
Yeah, we're around.
I definitely think you've earned that title.
Yeah,
Good. Well,
100%. Yeah.
Thanks.
And so, what do you guys do in the scene for the people that are out there that don't really know?
Well, we're on first. So, my name's John. Otherwise known as Jay. I've been in the industry for so long. I actually started out as a bartender, and actually did a lot of things via like hospitality and bar work, cleaning toilets, glassware, bars, all that kind of stuff, and then gradually moved into DJ work, and after DJ work kind of did photography work. After photography work, like media management and like event management, and pretty much now I stay here in the management kind of section, running different venues or different staff members or DJing rosters, all that kind of stuff.
Did you study at all, or
Not at all.
really?
My master's actually in psychology.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2017. Yeah.
Yeah. But it goes to show as well, like when people go off and do a degree, it's kind of like, it's their foot in the door to kind of, know, it's like the big world, let's go to university, but at the same time, it's like, it's not exactly what you're going to do in the long run, right?
Correct, exactly right.
Like, it's, sometimes it can just be a bit of paper, but still, like, at the same time, it's all the knowledge and everything else you get along with it, right? So.
Correct, actually, it links into my DJ stuff because I actually started DJing at Beavers when I was working for Red Frogs.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's one of my traveling and stuff like that for obviously psychology. They put me on the team Metro Church. Shout out Metro Church.
Yeah, shout out to Red Frogs and Metro Church.
We started with Hayden Glass and the guys that run the WA division. Went to Dunsborough for like 3 years straight, and then they put me in Nightlife for the next 2 years, which was cool. That's when I gradually started DJing to more and more crowds, and all my MC stuff kind of like ended up, learning from there. So if I didn't do psychology, I guess I never would have gone into like the Red Frogs area, and I never would have DJed, I guess, because some of the stuff that I learned from there is valuable.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, Red Frogs.
Yeah.
Got a lot of shout outs.
Shout out to the box.
And so what about you?
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what about you, Firman? Where did it all begin?
Yeah, so originally I was a web designer. Back when I was in high school, I was like a nerd, so I just played around with a few things.
Typical Asian.
Like technology. I love technology, stuff like that. And then that kind of graduated high school, went into web design. Started doing what was the course? I don't even remember the course. I did an arts degree, illustration and photography. That's what I did for like a year at Curtin, and I was like, this is boring. Like they were teaching me like how to open Photoshop and all the menus and stuff, and I was just like, I'm way beyond this.
Yeah.
So I left, and then I signed on as a web designer for a company. Quite a small agency. Did that for like 3 years, and I was like, I hate my boss. I hope he's not watching. I know he's probably somewhere else. I don't even know. And so I was like, I want to work for myself. So I kind of started my own thing. Did a bit of web design work for myself. Like, you know, did a few client work. Thought, you know, this is a lot of effort because web design is a lot of like, you need to put a lot of time into creating a product, and then after it goes live, you still need to take care of it and stuff like that. So I was like, this is not what I want to do.
And it's pretty full on, isn't it?
It's
like,
very full on. Like, hours wise, it's like you got to put a lot of time and effort into it.
Because it was actually like the back end, the coding.
Yeah,
side
coding,
of it, right?
everything.
Yeah.
So I did like designing stuff, coding it, everything. And so I was like, this is boring. So then I left. Too much effort. Yeah, too much effort. So I put that down, and I was like, I'm gonna do photography. So I was always into photography, and then I started my own photography business, doing a lot of parties, and so I did a lot of 18th, 21st, and we specialized in doing afterballs. So we did a lot of afterballs in North the River, and we were synonymous doing that. And I was like busy every weekend. This was before I was 18.
Really?
Or like on the cusp of turning 18.
Damn.
And
yeah,
then,
like just hustling.
Yeah,
right from the beginning.
yeah.
Like,
So in high school, I actually ran that business, but I set it up to do it more full time. And then I moved on, and I saw like Shan. So Shan, I worked with Shan a lot during that time.
Shout out Shannon if you're watching.
And he did a lot of like, the afterballs with us, so we partnered in like creating packages and stuff. So he was DJing and stuff, and I was like, this is cool. Like, I want to become a DJ. So then I was like to Shan, I was like, can I like play a few songs, you know? Start playing around like a tractor controller, like DJing and stuff.
Which tractor control? Like S4?
I think I had an S4 at that point. Yeah.
Nice,
I bought an
nice.
S2.
Yeah.
And then like started doing stuff at home. I have ethnic parents, so they were like, turn the music down. Like, this is...
Yeah, like, what is this shit?
Yeah, and back then I was DJing like weird music, like a bit of like bass and stuff.
Well, the good stuff. Like we.
Yeah, I guess the good stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like a random like shitty bass music. I don't know. And so, and so I kind of like I put that to the side a bit. Then started doing photos at clubs. So I started working at Shape, Amber, Basement.
The OGs.
I started working, doing all those photos, events. Started my own company called Next Level Perth. That ran for like 4 years. It was like a nightlife aggregator. So it was like a Facebook page and told everyone what was on.
Okay.
On the weekends, and it got like 10,000 likes. So it was quite, it was quite synonymous.
Holy crap.
What's on
Yeah, it was synonymous. It was huge. In the bass communities, it was huge.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I
Like,
used to do work with like Philly Blunt, Gengar, to like promote all their events. And yeah, we were like partnered with like Amber and Shape and stuff like Big Ape and stuff like that. So we were quite big. So I was like, at that point, I was already...
What period is this, by the way?
This is 2014. 2014, 2015. So there's no timeline. Yeah, so 2013, 14, that's when our Next Level Perth was at its high. I was like taking care of like a team of photographers.
Wow.
I had a few like Michael Caird, he started off as a photographer for me.
oh wow, really?
Burley, my good mate, he was a photographer for me. So we would just add events to doing photos and uploading them as like social albums to kind of gain our... Next Level Perth was supposed to be an app, but back then apps were just a pain to develop.
Yeah.
So it was out of our scope. So we kind of put that to rest.
So it just stayed on Facebook?
It just started on Facebook, yeah, and we just built it up as much as we could.
Is it still on Facebook?
It's still on Facebook, but it's kind of dormant at the moment. The issue is we kind of really hit that bass niche.
Okay.
And
because it was only like a short, it wasn't even a short period of time, but it's just like after a while, like your basement stopped happening. And
Yeah,
Correct, correct.
Amber kind of just
Literally
like
all those
fell
venues
apart.
died.
Everything just shut down, and we kind of went with it because
Yeah.
we didn't like promote. It's not that we didn't
Commercial
promote commercial events. There wasn't anything on that we wanted to promote. Like it wasn't really
Yeah, just the
12
events
style.
weren't there.
Yeah, and come to think of it, like we had a lot to kind of push back then. There was always something on, and there was always a bass music event on, and it was crazy. And now it's just there's a lot of recurring weekly events, but nothing really like there was in like 2014, 2015.
It's kind of just strange that because it's like Perth's almost gone like like drum and bass, heavy bass, and now it's kind of like gone back to commercial in a
Yeah,
way.
correct.
And we're just in a bit of a bubble in a way
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you go over to Melbourne or Sydney or something like that, and it's all house and techno and
Hard dance.
and like
yeah.
house and techno is still prominent here. Like
But it's just not. Yeah, it's still a niche. It's still a niche.
that's
now.
exactly
it's not
it.
mainstream at all. And
Can you,
Yeah,
Mitch? Can you actually try and pull up that Facebook page?
yes,
if
it's
that's
just
right?
facebook.com/next level pair.
Because like to have 10,000 likes way back then, 2014, that's huge.
yeah, it's
like,
You a celebrity. Next level
Yeah,
barbershop. Shout out to
that's
those guys.
what
Can
I'm-
I? Yeah?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah. So this is it.
wow. Okay.
And yeah, we've done like hundreds of albums, like photo albums, which is super crazy.
The internet strain at the moment is
yeah.
really working on Facebook at the moment.
Yeah.
I like it as well.
But it's still like
Yeah, it's and so I built that. That was my baby, and then Basement ended. And at this point, I was actually working with Basement as well. I did all their graphic design work.
they're pretty cool
on the
logos,
side.
I have to say. Like,
Yes, I did all their like tour stuff, all their artist stuff, and it was like that was my during the week work.
Mm.
Picked up a few also like graphic design clients, just like freelancing for myself, and then from there, so that's like 20. I'm still going on.
2014.
Was that also your main source of income at the time as well?
Yeah, it was. So, but Next Level Perth was like we got paid to do a bit of promo stuff, but it wasn't really like my side hustle.
Yeah.
Where I was making work is doing like graphic design work for like Basement and all the event stuff. 2016, moving on. I did full time with Flick Promotions, which is Basement's promotions brand,
Okay.
and also Inhibit and stuff like that.
Yeah, shout out and Hibbert. They're
Yep, Jeff.
huge in Perth.
So drum bass. So I did a lot of their graphic design stuff. So a good portion of my career has been like doing graphic design work for events.
So you'd say it's basically like one of your biggest professions, right?
It is, yeah. I'm a creative. That's why I like doing. I like putting stuff together, visual stuff. So that's that's why I think some of my later businesses is successful, because it's like I could incorporate being creative.
Yeah.
Fast forward. I'm going to keep fast forwarding. So fast forward to 2018. 2018.
Yeah.
I did a gig. I did a gig with Barry Miles, who runs What If.
Okay. Yeah. I've never met that guy.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Heard that
Well,
guy,
he runs What If. In Broome. So we went to Broome to do like a silent disco show.
That's
me and
pretty
a few
cool.
Mates, yeah, we at that point I was like resident at silent disco. So at What If, sorry. So I did my DJ stuff. Slowly growed that, and I had heaps of like residencies. And then when we were in Broome, Barry was like, "Oh, I started taking management at Aberdeen Hotel. Will you be interested in running a Saturday night?" I was like,
Oh.
cool." I was like,
Yeah?
Beginning.
I was like,
give
yeah,
it a go,
sure.
like-
Like, I'll think about a concept, blah, blah, blah. By the end of the trip, I was like, "Hey, Barry, here's my concept. It's called Club Humble." At that point, the song Humble was huge by Kendrick.
Yeah.
So I took that and I was just like, this is cool. And that's how Humble was born. And like a month or two later, we launched.
Because it changed the Aberdeen Hotel in a
Yeah.
way. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like-
it kind of just reinvigorated their whole thing, because the journey was sitting dormant for so long.
Exactly,
It was a sports bar. They pivoted. They changed
Yeah.
to become like a regular bar,
Yep.
pub. And I
'Cause-
think it was just time for it to become a party venue again. I
That's
feel.
exactly it. Because like back in the day when I first moved to Perth in like 2012, 2013 kind of thing, like your hospo nights on bloody Monday night
yeah.
was crazy.
Crazy,
It was so busy.
They actually just started that up again.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Keegan's working on that.
Funniest
Shout
thing
outs.
is, we would have met because I actually used to run the photos for Aberdeen Monday nights, because I have a whole album, and I used to work with Deep and Tristan Tristan Thompson, who was the bar, the Nick Gordon, all those guys that were there at 2012.
So that, like, for me, that was way back before I even tried to get into the scene or anything. I was just, drunk student kind of thing.
Yeah.
Still just going there and just partying and stuff.
Yeah, Monday
It
nights was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
love that
bombs.
shit.
And even on the weekends, though, it's just like the Aberdeen Hotel just had that vibe.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then
Always big.
but it was almost just like, they just renovated and they became the game. And then it just,
That
So,
killed a lot of people.
so
That killed a lot of
the new owners, they got new management. The new owners sent to a sports bar, and that's kind of when it kind of like dropped off a little.
exactly, yeah.
When Black Betty's became Parker, and then Parker took over Industry Nights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
They
is
moved
true.
all the way from the game all the way to there.
Yeah.
Literally down the
Down
road,
the
because they tried to compete. I know the owner of the game at the time, and he was trying to compete with the Crown for being the game sports bar. So all the guys would go to the Crown for those
the big
massive
screens,
sportings,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
sporting
yeah.
events. They try to siphon off them, so they're like, you don't have to go to Crown. You can come here. We have a big screen. We have enough people.
That's ballsy.
It
Like,
didn't work.
yeah, because like it's the casino. People just know to go to the casino.
Because
for
the
all that
old
kind of
manager
stuff.
from the Aberdeen, when it became the game, went to the Crown and became the bar manager for that sports bar. So when he heard that his old job hired a new manager and that was their pitch, he went full hard at the Crown and was like, we need to fight these guys and bury them into the ground, and eventually they did.
It was a cool idea for what
Yeah.
it was. It was the first in Northbridge, but then Patriot Sports Bar opened.
Yep. Right next to
Stuff like that.
Brass.
That's just down the road. That's next. That's next to
Brass Monkey.
That was part of
Oh
Brass
yeah,
Monkey.
yeah. That's a part of kind of a part of Brass Monkey.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It's the same company. So
Yeah.
they opened up. That was
ALH.
competition,
Yeah.
and so that was like, and so I started the Saturday. We started upstairs, kind of grew it. They saw the potential in it, and were like, okay, let's take over the whole venue. And then that's when we started doing the whole venue for Humble.
And then how was it so successful? Because it's all free entry, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, so it just comes down to our marketing, right? So I do all the marketing. Up until recently, I actually hired a person, Michelle. Shout out to Michelle. She gets fired every weekend, but I hire her every Monday.
Nephew.
Just so you can take a seat back, right?
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing with me, right? It's my like when something's my baby, I always I'm hesitant to get someone else on board because I feel like the level of work will decline.
Yeah.
I don't like delegating. That's the issue. But I've learned
That's completely fair.
Yeah, but I've learned now that you can hand off stuff to people that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And you can have a better, like have some downtime to yourself, and not let the work,
Overwhelm you.
Yeah, overwhelm you or stuff like that. So, I think it just comes down to branding and how we push posts. We do daily posts
Yeah.
over Instagram and Facebook. Michelle gets all of her scheduling done during the week on Mondays or Tuesdays. We have the week prepped. And then we're just getting into that groove and movement. We have insane drink specials. We do good video content.
Yeah, for sure.
With
DJs.
But see, that's also one of those things where, like, from the venues I've worked at in the past, when they change the drink specials and they're like, it's not consistent kind of thing, you just like ruin the demographic almost. Like, people will go there and they're like, oh, well, I can't get $10 jugs anymore.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
is
Yeah,
getting
so we had our
silly.
staple drink specials, right? Like $6. Well, our vodkas used to be $6. Now with COVID and stuff, we had to raise it a little bit.
Yeah. That's completely fair, though.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
but then we
just-
supplement that with more drink specials. So and then we do like a shot special. We do like an RTD special on the side. So Matt, shout outs to Matt, Matt Brennan, the manager of the Aberdeen. He sorts us out. At the start of the week with drink specials, we push that, and that's what our drink special post gets the most amount of hits because everyone's always looking forward to like.
Yeah, what's coming up.
What's coming up, yeah.
Style or
Yeah.
drink.
Okay.
Which is sick.
Hard to beat the $7 slushies in a summer period.
That's exactly
Well, this is
Honestly.
a good transition
Right.
about how do we keep the venue owners on side.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Obviously, you guys are sorting drinks specials out with them. I had a similar experience when I went to the UK.
Sure.
Where they were just like, "What drink specials did you want?" And I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just like,
Just a
"Can you
foreigner in
decide
bloody
for me?"
England.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was a thing you could
do potentially. Yeah.
do potentially. So
Yeah.
how do we engage with venue owners, and how do we keep them on side?
Yeah.
Essentially,
I mean, Jay will also elaborate, but it's all about obviously meeting middle ground and
Just trying to make sure that
they can make a profit, and the manager will say they'll normally give you a list of what you can do,
Yeah.
and then so you pick and choose what you can do there, but also give them suggestions on what you want to do.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's the manager's job to kind of give you suggestions on what specials you want to do, and they'll give you like to them, it's all about selling, obviously, and making profit, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
right. So a lot of the guys in managers' positions will see the data and they'll look at the list and go, right, cool. This and so-and-so's move. So, for example, for Butterfly, we move the most amount of Belvedere in Perth and Grey Goose. I think it's one or the other. We even beat
Really?
the Crown,
Wow.
right, in percentages. It's just insane, right? So they'll give us a list and they'll go, all right, cool. This is what we're not moving. So it'll be like, let's say it's like Alizé Yellow, Hennessy, and this sort of off-brand vodka. So they'll be like, these are the 3 we need to move. We've got 30 odd stock of this. We need to move this now.
Put on special.
So we'll be like, cool, what can we do with this? And we'll have a data thing which collaborates with something called gross profit, which you go, this is what we buy it for, this is what we sell it at, this is our gross profit. So a lot of the times, like with the Alizé, it's like what, $22 a bottle, 22 drinks in the bottle, essentially $1 a drink.
Yep.
If we sell it for $10, we make $9. These are just X amounts, right?
Yep.
So a lot of the times, especially venues like that, that's what we'll do. They'll say, this is what we need to move, or this is what we're getting a special of. If we get a rep that comes in from Belvedere, and they're like, hey, we're going to give you these bottles at this price, we're like, sick, now we can start promoting special stuff like that. So
Red Bull does that a lot.
Yeah.
Red Bull gives
Yeah.
you free cases
Yeah.
in exchange for pushing
flavours and
new
stuff?
flavors in exchange for pushing like your drink special.
Yeah,
2
that
for
makes
1
sense.
vodka Red Bull for 20. That's like a big popular one.
So then, yeah, and then we have put the content out, put the marketing out, good to go. A lot of the flavors are like Alizé selling like crazy now.
Alizé is very popular.
Alizé.
Yeah,
Alizé.
yeah. So we used to push vodka lemonades. That's what was like our
Yes,
staple.
please.
Yeah,
We used to sell volumes of that, but now a lot of people are buying Alizé lemonades.
And it's a French
Yeah.
cognac, right? So it's a French cognac from like the 90s, which like the rapper
Very
Biggie
sweet.
Smalls like references, right?
People
And
underestimate cognac.
yeah, man. And this sweet cognac's insane. Alizé goes off now. And it's been like steady for like 10 years. Even back in the day when we were in 2012, Alizé was going like crazy.
See, I'm not thinking of ever drinking that ever. Like,
No way.
yeah, honestly.
Always the blue drink. And
The
he's
blue
a
drink,
girl
yeah.
with a
Pull
blue
it up,
drink.
actually. I don't think I've ever. I might have seen it, but yeah, like.
How do you spell it?
Alize.
Oh,
There
that.
it is. You've seen it.
I would have had no. I would never
That
have
4
guessed.
or 5 ranges there now. Yeah, yellow.
They do have a rosé one.
And so that's a
It's actually
cognac
just
as
rose,
well.
apparently.
Yeah.
I keep getting corrected by Othman. Shout out Othman if you're listening.
And so, would you guys like? Yeah, I'm
Just
just.
that lemonade.
Yeah, I'm blown away by that.
I mean,
Like,
it's classified as like, it's pretty like high end. So it's a bit more expensive than like, obviously vodka, but.
do you guys find though, like sometimes, like in a way, like what you can see with the kids, or like I guess, like the popularity behind certain drinks,
Yeah,
and it's like
100%.
trying to swap things around
Yeah, of course.
to try
like,
and stay relevant.
We're going through a
almost.
wet pussy phase at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like, because that's everywhere. At the
Like, we're doing
moment.
$4 wet pussy shots at the moment, and when we
That's-
don't do it on a week, everyone's like, "Where's the wet pussy shot?"
Yeah.
We still sell them; they're just not on special.
Yeah, correct.
And it's just
So
like,
you actually have to ask for them, kind of thing. In a
I mean,
way.
it's on the bar, but like everything that we sell has a normal price. But these kids think that whatever's on the drink specials list is what's available. It's just like, no, they're drink specials, Like,
Yeah.
there's special price for them, but you can get anything that's not
Yeah,
on the
literally.
menu that's off the bar. But it's just
It
normal
still
price.
exists. Like Jaeger Bomb still exists.
Yeah.
Like, other shots still exist. All that kind of stuff. It's just these were on special. That's what we're promoting. You know what I mean? And they you open up a shot bar at Humble.
Yeah, we did a
You
shot
just
bar.
shot
We did a
bar.
shot
Literally
bar.
just shots in one bar. That's how popular shots were.
I
at
didn't
the-
think you were
think
allowed
that's
to
a
have
good idea
shots
for it.
anymore.
Right?
It's a bit of a
Yeah, just
grey
like
area.
Yeah.
Especially with like our license, because we have like a pub license.
Okay.
But we
Yeah,
have
'cause
like
that's
ETP
even
till
more.
2. Yeah.
Like,
We can't serve shots after 12. That's the main thing.
yeah.
Ooh.
Because I've heard of that before, like at most places, but I
Yeah.
always thought it's like you have to pour the shot into like a small glass.
Yeah.
There are ways to get
correct.
around it.
There
There
are
are ways to
there
get
are-
around it. You
there-
have to add ice to it in a
exactly,
small
yeah.
glass.
Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Shout out Yao Jill.
All the grey areas.
Yeah, takes me back to my RSA days.
Yeah.
God bless
So
those
I was
guys.
going to ask as well. So how do you guys find like because as you said like the kids would just request like where the wet pussy shots kind of thing, but then that just gets back to you through like feedback I guess.
Facebook, yeah. I mean,
Comments.
Facebook
crazy.
comments, yeah. Oh,
But,
man.
comments as well.
A
They
lot-
don't just hit you up like, "Where's the wet pussy?"
Nah, just on the comments, man. These kids are ruthless. They're like,
They are,
where
yeah.
the fuck the pussy shots on them? Just on our
Damn.
like
Tag-
our post.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tag 6 people. They're like, "Oi, bitches, we getting fired.
Yeah, yeah.
We realized
That's
we didn't
what
even
I'm
fucking get it,
Yeah.
Janice. Oh my god." You're like,
That-
whoa.
You know, there's a lot of feedback that we get from Facebook.
Hmm.
Heaps of negative feedback. You
Yeah.
know, people think Humble's so mainstream that people think there's like 80% of people that think that Humble is gross.
Yeah.
They'll
Really?
never go to Humble. Yeah, I hear it all the time. Like,
What the
I'm
hell?
on
Even
the
our
street-
own friends.
I thought it
I'm
was
standing
like
on the
quite
street,
up
no,
there.
Even our own friends that we hang with are like,
"Fuck
we
Humble,
never
I don't
come to
wanna go there
Humble.
anymore. It sucks."
Fuck! I thought it was honestly like rated as one of
no.
the better places to go.
No, I mean like that's because
By
we have this
percentage, I
volumes
guess.
of
No.
people.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
We do like 1,500 a night.
Oh shit!
And before COVID, we used to do like 3,000.
Yeah, literally
Fuck.
double
Do you know
that.
what I mean?
Holy crap! Okay.
So it's just like, and then I'm standing on the street, right? I'm like just watching the line, like, "Hi, you guys are making me money, whatever." Standing there, like, talking.
Just before
Yeah,
this,
just cash
not
it.
many people know that he runs Humble, right?
Yeah, I do.
So,
I don't like to keep. I don't like
until
to-
until maybe
That's-
this year,
yeah, that's good though.
no
like-
one really knew. And then it came out obviously during the podcast and stuff, other stuff of what we were doing, and other people started talking. And so now he's kind of recognized. But yeah, anyway, keep going.
I was standing out there, and I just hear like these, like probably like 1 in 5 people maybe. Oh, that's Humble. That's fucking gross. I'm just like standing there. I'm just like,
See, I thought that because like I hear that like not to name names, but it's like when I'm in Scarborough, I hear that about the Lookout, right?
Yep.
But I don't.
We
I,
say that about Lookout all the
I
time.
would not expect
No,
that
no,
about Humble.
no.
Though. Like, I honestly did not expect
it's
that.
because we pull 18-year-olds, right? And
Yeah.
the people that talk like that are
Yep.
all like older.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like once you reach like 21,
Yep.
you're 12 for Humble.
About the scene,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not saying that it's like. I mean, I'm sure they're not saying it's like it's a gross place, but
Yeah.
like they're just saying like the crowd, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've learned it used to get to me. Like it used to that negative feedback used to get to me.
I can imagine.
But I'm
100%.
just like now I'm just like fuck the haters.
Yeah.
Like
well, yeah, because it's still working. It's
yeah,
successful.
I see
It
the
just
numbers and I'm
happens,
just like this is cool. Like,
For every
yeah.
one person talking shit about Humble, there's 6 in line. Like,
Yeah,
so, you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
like, all right,
the
cool, bro.
day that no one rocks up is when I'll cry.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's not going to happen though, right?
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Fingers
but-
crossed.
yeah,
it was,
that's it, yeah.
Touch
yeah.
wood.
But so that I guess so the demographic you would say is like 18 to like around 20, 21. then,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, and that's what we kind of push our marketing towards. All of our like graphic design and visual looks are all like pretty colors, stuff like that, and it really helps having that kind of look to push to that age.
How do you kind of stay relevant with like keeping up to date with what the 18? Because we're not 18 ourselves.
Yeah,
kind of
I
thing.
mean,
we're not
yeah,
in high
yeah.
school or anything.
I mean,
like-
it's all a market research, right?
Literally.
Anyone, no matter what age you are, you can hit a specific market just through market research.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shut up.
Like you don't have to be 18 to.
yeah,
You look at some other promoters. You look at what people are doing over east.
Mm.
And you replicate, don't duplicate.
yeah, that's
Um,
true. Yeah,
Yeah, so replicating, you put your own twist to it, and you just see what's kind of trending. Yeah, exactly. And like I change my logo and my look every like 2 weeks.
really.
Yeah,
Every
But
month is a
gotta
different Humble thing.
keep it fresh.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's
yeah.
basically like re-announcing a new event.
Yep.
Yeah.
Essentially, like just by updating the look of your club night.
Attention span very low.
And then so with the music as well, then
Yeah.
how do you guys just play like TikTok tracks? I guess.
Yeah,
kind of
so,
thing? Or,
no,
like,
I mean-
how do you?
Yeah, so I
keep
do
it
all
up
the
to date?
bookings as well. So
Okay.
I do everything right now.
Literally.
So we have like a good 60 people in our group at the moment.
That's a
and
lot.
I got it.
to
Yeah,
have, like,
it is good, and I know I can rely on every single one of them.
that's really good as well.
Um,
Like wow. Like,
But the thing is, I find myself kind of, and it's something I need to work on, not giving attention to some of like, because I have a lineup that works, so I put them on every week,
yeah.
right? And I try to swap them on, like, for as much as I can. But I really need to kind of go back to our archives, kind of bring back some people that I haven't brought back.
Yeah.
But we have a party room, so that's like top 40s, house, EDM, like just mainstream stuff.
But it does make sense though, because it's like when you start swapping the lineup and it's different styles and different flavors
Yeah,
of
it's
music,
yeah.
and then it's
be
like
honest-
it doesn't resonate as well
Yeah,
with
correct.
the kids.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
Then
and
how
that's
do
why I'm
you-
scared to kind of change it up. You know,
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with what's going on. you know?
Right, Mitch?
I kind of miss the like the really old days. Like I wasn't clubbing, but like back then you would have residents and they would play for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And you would have like 2 or 3 DJs on in a night.
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's 1 hour sets.
Yep.
Like,
That's it.
There's just so many
2 hour
DJs
max.
now.
Yeah.
How do you deal with like the constant
It's hard because it's weekly,
tide of
right?
people wanting
That's
to
It's
play?
weekly. So, Humble sets are more long format. We have like hour and a half sets for the last 2 hours, so that kind of helps a little bit. But I try to just like rotate my regulars, so I have like the guys that kill it all the time, like Matt Bird, Michael Caird, Brett Pardo, Jethro Fry. They're all my top guys for party room. Then I slot in like some of the people who kind of can't play every week, so like Brooke Triplet, a few others. Keegan does opening every week. So it's just like juggling and seeing what, and if I need really strong DJs, then I'll obviously like put on the best of the best one week, because during our debrief meetings with the managers, I always say like how the room's performing. We look at bar sales. We look at how many people are in the rooms. If they're lacking a little bit, we need to push more DJs into that room.
Well, it's the way to do it as well, because like there are people out there that just they just run an event.
That's it. They don't want to. That's it.
They run it 6 times, and after that, they're just like, just let it do its thing.
You got to keep your finger on the pulse. That's what makes Humble successful, because you have to look at the trends and see what's performing well. Like for example, our hip hop room kills it every week. Bar sales kills it. It's early. It's busy early because we got Jay on early. Opens the room, creates a vibe, and so. We're like, okay, so every month we'll do a room flip. So we'll put the hip hop room into the big room, and then flip it and put the party room into the smaller room.
Yeah,
and keep it fresh.
Exactly. Yeah, and we saw that works, and all the bars perform well and stuff like that. So just gotta keep it fresh. You can't just have that mindset of I'm running an event, put an event up on Facebook, and that's it.
Because it just doesn't work like that at all.
Even the posts for Humble are quite TikTok and like trend friendly.
Correct.
Even like the status,
very informal.
Even the words that they're using. There was like, what was the one that Michelle put up? It was like, it was very much like a TikTok trend, and she used the words from that TikTok trend to put onto Humble on a post. And it was like the most interactive, and everyone was clicking on it, everyone was sharing it, everyone was laughing.
For example, you've got WAP shots.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly right.
We started that trend actually.
Really?
Yeah, Metro City pulled it as well.
Butterfly did
What
it
is
as
a
well.
WAP
did
shot,
that?
by the way?
It's Wet Pussy.
Wet Pussy.
So but
because the song, but the song came out at that time.
Yeah.
Like bing, bong.
Well, that's a good example of following the trends. Yeah.
That's
Exactly right.
Yeah.
See,
So she did like the red flags meme, like not going out on like I hate going out on a Saturday, red flags, like that kind of stuff.
just stuff that kids really like. Oh, we resonate with that. Click.
Our
click,
text
click.
post that performed the best, like a meme post.
Yeah.
But it's not like lame memes, it's like current.
That's exactly
memes,
it, and that's where he's just staying up to date.
Yeah.
And it's tough because I'm like 30 plus, so Firman always laughs at me for not.
But I'm not that far behind.
Not
I just,
trending. But we are constantly on it because we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And our results speak for themselves, right? We're always constant. Even with at Butterfly, we are constant with the crowd interactions with that because of our research and because of the time that we put in to go, this is what we need to do, or this is what's going to work well, or this is what's really, really going to work well.
like
versus
music is very important. Like Butterfly's case, like it's all about the music, right?
Exactly.
So they've got a really strong team of DJs who kill it every week.
Shout out to Maz who books the DJs, our DJ manager. He really knows who's like in trend and who's really good. Like all the back to backs.
And on Fridays, back-to-back nights only.
So there's no one DJ that plays.
Yeah.
They play full rate. Magnet.
Full magnet.
Let's not stop it.
But it's like all the top DJs in the world, and it's like in Perth, right? Play it, Butterfly, and it's tough because a lot of these young kids they want to play because they see Butterfly, right? You walk in a Butterfly, it's intimidating. You see all these massive amount of people.
Yeah,
it's all good looking girls, all good looking guys.
Yeah.
Massive
CO2
line,
machine.
right?
Fucking
Everything's
everything.
going off. It's state of the art sound equipment. Shout out K2AV, but it's like these kids are like, oh man, how can we come and DJ? I'm like, how long have you been DJing? I'm like, oh man, I've done 2 years, and we were like, collectively, 4 DJs have done 40 years.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We're like, bro, you've got a long way to go. Because, and there was one instance where we did put in a young DJ to come in and play. It was a Friday or a Saturday. I think it was actually more a Saturday because he was actually like, we spoke about this. And because he was so experienced, he panicked and he started playing like bangers at like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
Right,
just
Saturday.
not on. Yeah.
Crowd
Especially with
died
hip-hop.
at 10:30.
Yeah.
So by the time we got to the peak hour DJs at 11 to 2, everyone's tired. The crowd's not moving. Bar sales aren't competing.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck happened? We have the numbers. The line's here, but what happened? And it's like the DJ. Like these DJs, this happened. And it's so critical. And not many people know about it, but it's very vital.
Yeah.
So the guys that book them, like, Firman and Maz, all these guys that really have a handle on what's going on, allow the club to succeed. And the DJs themselves in their position when they play it well, allow the club to succeed as well.
That's exactly, yeah.
Because
I've always said this about venues where it's like, no matter what, a venue will only be successful if it's like the atmosphere is good, the people are good, like it fits the demographic, and the music's good. Because like if it's a shit crowd, but the music's decent,
They're out the door.
Yeah.
In like 10 minutes.
That's it. People walk past or go in there like, oh, I don't want to be in here. Like it looks like I'm gonna get beat up or something.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
had that in the venue. One of the venues, I won't name the names. Like you walk in and you're just intimidated. Gucci bags everywhere. Big old guys, like big old chains, big muscular guys, like really arrogant dudes or guys that would like touch anyone or any female.
Yeah.
And we had a feedback from the females. Literally, a group of them came in and spoke to one of our managers like, we don't feel safe. Honestly, like we love you guys. We know you personally. We know the club. This is what we want to say. And we had like the management team had to be like, that's crazy news. I think that, like if we're like looking for like good looking girls to come to our club, we want to keep them safe, right?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Not to say only good looking girls. Everyone want to keep everyone safe, right?
Yeah.
But it was crazy that the girls were coming to us and were like, "This is the issue."
Yeah.
Right. Humble as well.
Well, I mean, as like a venue manager or head promoter, you're blindsided by this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at everything as a whole.
Yeah, it's correct.
You'll fit in the room.
Yeah, just
But
not
you know,
the
you see those little
specifics.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
data,
just like-
numbers, security, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's overlooked, which is crazy. But yeah, having that kind of like balance and people like you guys that know are in the know, people in position that have the power to acknowledge these kind of things, fix it. We're back again.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And the thing is, if you don't fix it, you got your name on the line, basically. Like the whole venue's on the line.
That's how clubs and events they die.
They die off. Yeah.
They die like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Rapture.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
exactly
I was
it. Look at
gonna name Rapture, but man,
That's
they're still pumping.
Yeah.
I mean, they are.
I feel like because it's the time.
No, they'll always have. You know what? Their location is
Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
That's
They'll
what it
always
is.
have. They'll always have.
As soon as the bar shuts, they just walk next door. Boom.
Yeah.
It's
That's
crazy.
it.
I mean, look. You
But it's still ridiculous because
Yeah.
the shit that went down
Yup.
there, it's just like, it's just not on. Like, it's not
how it
on.
was handled just terribly.
Exactly.
And like, you know what? We had actually when Humble first opened, we had a few sparking incidents. We don't know if it was
Like,
actually sparking,
yeah.
but we obviously got our front foot, dealt with everyone that was in the matter.
Just like
Emailed
handled it
them back.
appropriately.
Yeah, like
right?
apologize to how we can help.
Yeah.
We did a post publicly, saying watch out for your drinks, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I
it
also
was-
think that's like getting pretty bigger here in Perth is exposure and telling people like
yeah, you
to
like
talk up
yeah,
and speak
because
about it.
someone they want someone to be held accountable for it, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
So you may as well just be like, hey, we're aware of this.
Yeah.
We're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Still support us.
Just
but
take
yeah.
the bullet
Yeah.
away. And
Like
just,
a point of
just-
contact
yeah.
at least.
Exactly.
A lot of the, I don't know if many of the guys listening know that if they do, some of the bartenders in Perth are trained. So if you didn't know this, if you go to the bar and order, I think it's an angel shot.
I was going to bring this up, yeah.
An angel shot to the bartender. If you're not trained, if you're a bartender listening, angel shot means that the person who's ordering is in trouble, and he or she needs to get out of that situation immediately. So if you ever hear that being ordered, and obviously you don't know, no one serves angel shots. There's no such thing.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
that's the key word. If you hear it, take that person away, get them into the staff room, discuss what the issue is, get them away or get them out.
That's it, and it's the right way to do it.
Correct. Boys and girls, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what's happening.
safe,
If
yeah.
that's been said, take it as seriously and don't use it as like a meme. Don't fuck around because we take everything seriously. Especially when I was bartending, I had an incident at a venue I was working at where a lady did come up to me. She was like, "I need you to order me an Uber because the date that I'm with is getting very aggressive." And I had to escort her to the staff room, and then the management sat out with her, and they got her out the back door. So
You did the right thing,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course. But we take everything seriously.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's the way to do it because it's just like what we were saying before. It's like you want them to come back to you, venue.
Yeah, we
Because
want you to be safe. It doesn't matter where you go. We want you to be safe regardless.
yeah, and I can't remember the statistic, but there was something like where it's like along the lines of where if someone goes to your venue and they have a bad time, it's like 25%, 15% chance they ever go back
Oh,
again.
100%. Yeah. That's like
Sounds about right.
first
Impressions.
impressions. Like every
Exactly,
club,
yeah.
And that's why we have regulars.
Yeah.
That's why people want to try and get on the VIP list every week because same with Butterfly. Like
Yeah,
they know they can have a good experience there, so they come back every week.
That's it, yeah.
We have a team set up, Butterfly, even at the front door, shout out to the door girls like Anna and stuff and Chris and Michael who stay on the front door. They greet the regulars. They know who to talk to. And then it goes all the way into the bar where, Ron and all these guys that are behind the bar know the regulars, serve them their drinks, make sure the atmosphere is good. And then it translates back to the dance floor where, they can come to the MC and ask for a shout out.
Yeah.
The DJs look after them, all
It's like
that
a
kind of
family.
stuff.
Shout out to all the girls who DM me on Saturday, and I'm always DJing, and I ignore you. So
8:30 p.m. Fermi.
I'm like, just message me earlier. Mate,
Yeah, that's it.
Must be nice, eh? Must be nice.
You need to advertise your opening hours, I think.
The worst.
That's it. Just make your own Facebook page. Like, just Furman's line skip.
Business hours.
No, it was worse when all my friends used to come, but That's just like random people that message me.
Well, that's a good segue into like the lifestyle of doing all this kind of stuff. Because like, you know, I've been a full-time DJ for the last 4 years, right? But like when I work, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's so hard to try and make time for your mates to hang out and stuff.
It's crazy.
Because they're always working during the week.
Yeah.
And then like you try and make the plans, but then you can't go out and party or get loose or get drunk with them in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
especially if
you're
you're doing
working.
something every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, it's like our friend Sylvester, right? Sylvester Young Sly.
Yeah.
He uses his December lineup. It's just full of gigs.
Yeah.
28 gigs.
So he
28
has
gigs.
never has, we never have time to catch up with him during the week and stuff because he runs banks during the week. So sometimes we make an effort for us to go to his more chilled gigs.
Yeah.
Like for example, yesterday he was playing at some mini festival, like a thing outside of the stadium, like a Christmas thing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We went
trucks
over, food
galore.
trucks, whatever. So we went over there. You know, we hung out with him for the last part of his set, and I think that like small things like that really helps. Especially if you're friends with most of our groups are all DJ as well.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
makes it super hard for us to all catch up. So we try to like go to gigs, or you know, if we have a 3+1 somewhere and there's, you know, you don't have a gig on, we always invite each other to
Correct.
come and do that, you know.
Balance is super important.
It is, yeah.
You know, if I can take you back to like just like not even just catching up, like actually just looking after yourself. Like, you know, like you said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, wherever you gig.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you balance between that family life, social life, health?
That's exactly
It's like
it.
a lot of sleep. So the chiropractor I'm seeing now, Ryan Gleason, who does gorilla chiropractic. Yeah, chiropractor.
Yeah, one of those,
Got me
yeah.
good. He's like, sleep is really important. I really focus on getting that 8 hours of sleep. And on the weekends, he has 6-7 hours, but that's really important for you to start off as a base. And obviously eating right and obviously eating well, you know, before you go out so that you have enough energy to survive the gig. And if not, eat after the gig.
Yeah, that's
know?
something I've always done. Just
Yeah,
like
of
literally go home, just have either a small meal and
Yep.
just
I mean,
relax
that's why
and
kebab shops
unwind.
exist.
Yeah, exactly right. God bless
See,
them.
every time I go out, there's a kebab in my hand. By midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God bless the HSPs.
I just find that it's like the drinking part of it though, because it's like, you know,
it drains you.
it
drains
does.
you. Yeah, it does.
It really does. And like being a DJ, it's kind of like, you know, when I interviewed Genga way back in the day, right, he actually said where it's like, you know, if you go on stage and you're not bouncing around having heaps of fun and not into
Energy,
it, the crowd sees that and
Yeah,
like,
of
let's
course.
go elsewhere because
Yeah.
the DJ's boring kind of thing.
Yep.
And then like that kind of goes, you know, almost hand in hand with alcohol
Yep.
because then it's like, all right, well,
All
if I have
substances.
that's it. It's like I have a few drinks or do this or do that. And it's like, all right, now time to just get loose and have a good time and, you know, hold a bottle around there, the DJ booth and shit like that.
And in the famous words of Dead Mouse, if you're too like scared to get on stage without a little bit of, you know, or something else, wear a mask.
Yeah.
Wear a mask.
That's good on.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip the switch here. What's your experience in this kind of stuff? Because, you know, you've been in the industry for a while as well, and obviously you drink. Both of you all drink, and I get that. Have you ever gone to a gig where you haven't drunk?
Yeah.
And how did you feel afterwards versus a gig that you've drunk at?
See, like since I'm an open format DJ and I just play literally kind of just read the crowd and play what they, you know, what I think would work kind of thing, right? It's fine because like I'll just turn the problem I've got is I always turn the fallback up way too loud. So with that, it's like the music's blaring. I'm into the energy. I'm into the groove and everything like that. But I find that when I do drink, I just don't care as much. So I'll just like, I won't make stuff ups, but I'll do slip ups and this and that. And just to try and like make things seem a bit more like, you know, I'm actually DJing kind of thing. Because you know how sometimes when you go and see a set and it's just like, it's all perfect.
Yeah.
And with it being so perfect, it's like, are they just playing edits or mashups or what's going on kind of thing? But then like, you know, I'll just do things on the fly and do whatever, like whilst I'm drinking. But I started adding little things into my sets where like, because I've been a resident at Scarborough Beach Bar for a while, right?
Oh, cool.
And so with Scarborough Beach Bar, I've started doing things where I'll put the tequila, because the bar's not too far from the DJ booth.
Yeah.
Put the tequila, like, I'll play a track, right? Run down to the bar, get 2 shots of tequila, run back to the DJ booth, right? Play the tequila song, and then everyone's just like, "What the fuck's the DJ doing?" He's just ran down to the bar, got 2 shots, and ran back, right?
Yeah.
Play a tequila song, and as soon as it hits tequila, have a shot. So then it's like everyone's looking at me like, "Well, I guess he's ready to party," kind of thing. But then like alongside of that, I do get tipsy and whatever else. But it's just like.
Showing off your DJ moves.
It's just playing into the role in a way because it's just like what Genga said, where it's like, you know, if you go up there sometimes, some DJs and stuff like that, when they go home, they're just introverts. They just want to stay inside and just read books and do whatever else. But then when they go out and about, it's kind of like, it's not mask on kind of thing.
Persona.
But it's like, okay, party boy time kind of thing. And that's like, doing that, kind of like it's part of the job almost. Because like in a way, like as a DJ, we're almost jesters. Like we're dancing around.
We entertain people, correct.
That's exactly it. We're entertainers kind of thing. Correct. And just in doing that, you have to do that. Because, like the ones that don't have, the social media push and like the whole persona and stuff like that, then in a way they don't really go far from my own perspective. Because that's why you have to push and push and push and do this and do that just to try and stand out amongst the rest almost. Because, like, Perth is very small.
Yeah, not wrong. There's a whole pool of us.
And then being such a commercial bloody city as well. It's like we're all playing the same music almost. Like, we're just, like, rehashing everything in a way. But then it's trying to, like, throw things in to spin things up and do this and do that. But then just to try and stand out. So that's the way I've always taken it in a way. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, drinking just comes with a job. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
Part of the culture, just like smoking.
Yeah. I mean, I used to smoke. I used to actually buy cigarettes and smoke socially.
See, I'm the same as well. Like,
I'm outside Humble and just having cigarettes, just because I'm out there and I'm
around.
I want to seem cool, I guess. I don't know.
It's also a social thing, though.
No, it is. Yeah. It is
like
a super social thing.
Yeah. Just quickly as well, like one thing I used to love was like back in the day when I was at Amplify and Capital all the time, and just like hanging out with the Death Disco and Andre and Anton stuff. I'd go to Amplifier and I'd just like go and ask for a lighter, and just asking for a lighter of someone
sparks conversation.
That's it.
Yeah,
and then they end up being mates with them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's
just you over there every week, that you see them every day, every week. You're like sick.
That's it.
Building friendship.
And just put the pieces together. Right? And I can imagine 100%, like standing outside at the front of Humble. It's like just. Even though if you don't ask for a lighter, someone might go, "Oh, hey mate, you got a cigarette," and then bam, socialize that, like just socializing, kind of thing.
Kind of breaks into a bit of mental health care that I really want to get into as well. Like how you found like constantly DJing and constantly drinking or constantly just being out with people. Are you quite an introvert? And if so, how do you kind of balance your like mental health in regards to like?
So usually I'm a little bit of an introvert. Like when I go home, I just kind of like watch movies, hang out, play video games, talk to mates on Discord or whatever the scenario is. But then like I just love going out and being at pubs or bars and doing this and doing that. But I don't like at the moment I don't like going to clubs that much anymore or anything. I'd much rather just go to a whiskey bar and sit down with your mates and just hang out. Kind of thing. But then once again, it just depends on the gig I get booked for.
Yeah, correct.
Like
what energy you have that day.
Exactly, yeah. Well, even if I don't feel like, okay, like, oh shit, I have to go to work. It's still just like, okay, let's have a Barocca and let's have a heap of water and just like get ready for it kind of thing. And just try and get into that mindset.
I mean, burnout is a major factor.
Yeah.
And with DJing as well, like even just going out for a drink feels like you're going to work, you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
So you just gotta, if you need a week off, take a week off.
That's it. Well, see, even for me, like if I don't go out on the weekend, I just really feel like I'm missing out kind of thing.
Oh, there's a bit of FOMO, of course.
Yeah.
Everyone feels FOMO, and that's just, you just have to put yourself to bed. That's my solution anyway. I don't know.
What about you, Mitch? What do you on that scale of things? How are you balancing your life?
You barely drink.
Well, yeah, I used to drink a lot, but last sort of like 2 years I've stopped drinking just completely, unless I'm at a party or an event.
Yep.
And I'm a one because I don't drink much anymore. I get pretty woohoo pretty quickly. So I usually get a bottle of wine and I'm good. So
Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't think I can ever stop drinking fully.
It's one of those things, right? Because like alcohol's just too tasty, and it's just the social part of it as well. Like
I don't get beer though. I still don't understand.
I got to do beer.
Yeah, I'm the same now as well. I used to drink beer all the time back in the day, but now it's just like if I have 2 pints, I'm either really, really drunk or I'm just feeling stupid bloated.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
But like it's just
we live
spirits.
in Australia. We don't have any tax on wine. Buy wine. It's healthy for you. It's good for your skin.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, that's your water.
It's a big thing, especially like especially my psychology part of my kind of like studies and stuff. you know, especially with Sil, of doing so many gigs, he, you know, when it comes to January, end of January, he starts to get a bit burnt out. And we sit down, we have a chat, and you know, he vents and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big shout out to all the DJs still hustling and creators that are still in the industry, man. If you need a week off, do take a week off.
Yeah.
You can always rebuild your brand. You can always make back your money. You can never rebuild your mental health to where it was. So really look after yourselves, guys. If you feel yourself burning out, use your contacts and your friend structure, the guys you have around you, to kind of pace yourself and lean on them, you know, in times of need, and really talk about what is weighing on your mind if you need to, you know, especially like guys like us, especially Firman that works so much, you know, me and him talk a lot, and sometimes he needs to vent out his frustrations and stuff, but most of the times he handles it pretty well. But it's like
just messaging that.
No, he's just with me every night.
I'm just there on his couch.
Yeah, he has keys to my apartment.
Shit.
He's sometimes there, and I'm not even there.
I'm just there.
He's there before I'm awake, and it's weird.
So,
watching him sleep.
well, here's the question for you guys: how did you guys meet? Because like you guys, have you guys been friends for like a long time? Or
We've been friends for a year and a half.
So
a year and a half? Shit.
Let's just
Okay.
say like 2 years ago, I was running was it Syndicate that I was playing the first time.
Literally.
So me and Michael were playing Syndicate, and
Villa?
And Jay tagged me in a post on Instagram. Ignored it. I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, it's just
And I
like
was
nope.
yeah. I was just like,
Story of
I
my
didn't even
life.
see it. Like, I didn't see it.
Physical Firman.
Story of my life.
I didn't even see your message. Anyway,
You're gonna see a lot of recurring themes in the story.
Yeah, that's fair.
What a guy, eh?
And so I ignored him, right? And I was like, I didn't know who the fuck he was. But I've like heard of his name and how much of a shit cunt he was, like in the industry.
Yeah.
Like literally, he was the shittest cunt. Like bad words about him.
Still
I
true to this day.
I
Still
better avoid this guy, right?
True.
Fast forward to
Which one?
I don't know, the second time we kind of
It's pretty much we were at a not a festival. Yeah, essentially it was Seal was playing. We went together to. You were playing in a box, and this. It was like a shipping container.
the old Centenary.
That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah. What was it there?
Kind of where we kind of got a little bit closer because I came with Seal.
Yeah, and
And
off
you
was
came
there.
with,
Yeah.
and you came with.
Did I go with Michael?
I think someone else was with you. Someone might have been Ken actually.
Maybe.
That's how much I don't remember. And we kind of got closer there, and then it was like more of a build up and more events. That
Like,
we
and then
did together.
our friends group kind of like crossed over.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID happened, and that's when we all started to get really close.
Yeah.
We all went to Galaxy like every week.
So during COVID, in this time, like, we're gonna say something that might out us, but like it was
Please,
like
be careful. Okay?
it's fine. It's fine. We were going to these parties and like like 4 people in a room.
Yep.
No.
Add a 0 to that. We were going to Galaxy. We were chilling out. We were talking.
Because there was nothing open, obviously, right?
Nothing was over. This is like the proper 6-month break, right? Like actually nothing was happening.
Yep.
And so
We just come out of this 6 month and people were starting to open up again.
They were
10
starting
person
to
venue,
open,
right?
yeah.
So we weren't doing anything illegal. Why did I pause it? 10 people in a room, all that kind of stuff, Seal and stuff, and like let's get together here, or like Seal's apartment would hang out, all that kind of stuff, and we
Yeah.
kind of like our groups kind of like collided together, and then we started hanging out more and more and more and more, and then it got to like Galaxy, and then we started hanging out more, and he was like, "I gotta go," and I'm like, "I'll drop you home or something," and then it kind of like grew from that friendship there. I think it kind of peaked when Ked left.
Yeah, so Michael left
okay.
for the UK.
Michael's like, I'm out here. I'm gonna go with Georgie. We'll go back to
He's
our
left me high and
hometown.
dry. Okay,
Is he coming back?
He's back.
He's back.
He's
He's
back,
back,
ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen.
Oh.
Yeah, he's killing it at the moment. He's got a lot of gigs.
Yep.
Georgie's here. He's happy.
Yep.
He's here for good. So, yeah, it's good to have him back. But he left me, and then Jay gave me a ride home.
Because we all met at the airport to say goodbye to him. Like all of us, like Jack, Firman, all the other guys. Who was there? Yeah.
Yeah, we all said bye. Yeah.
What's
Darwin?
the name? Darwin
Oh,
boy?
Brandy.
Brandy was all there.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
these mates, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, "Did you leave home?" He was like, "Yeah."
No, because someone else offered me this.
Jack.
Jack offered me this, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna go with Q," because I knew I was gonna be emotional.
Yeah.
So I left with Q. This is not a story that I'm not. I've never
He
told.
he hates telling this story.
This is a pretty private story.
Okay.
So I get in the car. Q's like, "How you feeling?" And I just bawled my eyes out. I was like crying.
Well, if one of your closest mates
Yeah,
has just
that's
left,
right.
that's
Yeah.
completely fair. Like,
I was like, worried about like what's gonna happen, like all this kind of stuff. But at that point, like all our friends group was super close. I was like to Q, like I've never had a close friends group. They were all like guys, like all like-minded people. Like it's kind of great that we're all together in this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and then it's just basically like a family. You know?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Cool was like, yeah, I'm gonna be around. Like, you know, you're gonna kill it and stuff. Like, and that's kind of when we started clicking.
I called this success like maybe a year and a half ago. I was like, you're about to do great things, man, but you need a support group. And that's the thing with me. Yes, you look after yourself financially and like healthily, like you're okay. But like your mental state, you didn't have many friends. And this is the thing, like with a lot of people that may struggle with this. He didn't have a friend group that was there for him outside of business.
Yeah.
Business boys, yeah, of course. Firman, we wanted you to do this, or we're with you for this on this event, this, that, the other, right? And then as soon as office hours are done, that's it. See you next day.
I mean, I just didn't feel comfortable. I just didn't feel comfortable talking to anyone. I felt like I didn't want to feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're in business with me. I don't want to feel like they have second thoughts.
But that's exactly it, though.
Yeah, like second. Yeah, exactly, right. I want to be like a strong guy, you know.
Because that happens all the time, though. It's like people just get so wrapped up in their job and their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, because that's even happened to me in the past as well. And it's just like, I, you know, just started when I first started working Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And all my mates are like, you know, come hang out, come do this, come do that. And I'm like, I want to, but I can't.
Yeah.
And then they've gone off and done this and done that, and they've all got, you know, moved away and
yeah,
done
and that's
whatever.
what happens, right? Like,
And then it's just in a way, it's
you have to be really, really aware of that for your balance, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, of course, you're allowed to move on their lives, right? The same respect as you're allowed to do your gigs and not go to see them.
exactly
Right?
yeah.
It's your choice, whatever you want to do. But you have to be aware of your consequences. Whether take the negative connotation out of consequences. Consequences happen to everybody, whether it be good consequences or bad consequences. Right? You got to be aware of them, so that when you make the decision, you can go right. Cool. You know what? I'm going to sacrifice this $80 gig and go hang with my boys for 4 hours. In return, you're not going to get $80, but you're going to build a closer friendship with that group that you sacrificed.
That's exactly
right.
it.
And that's where Firman kind of like, man. Ty, Firman, Seal, Osman, Terry, Imran, Amir, Maz, all these guys that were from like 4 different groups started bonding as one. And this is the theme of my fucking friendship, right? Not only did this cunt ignore me, Maz, who's now a really good friend of mine who books the DJs, 7 years ago, this is the thing. We've worked side by side with each other for years, for 10 years, never together. For example, Diamond, huge thing for Butterfly. So the guys that, before they ran Butterfly, the marketing team and media team were working at this place called Niche in Leaderville. So they ran a night called Diamond, which was like huge. They're also the guys behind Hi-Fi and Click.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Right? Same guys. Work side by side. So they were at Niche. I was bartending at Hippie Club. Literally 10 meters from watching the back of Jamie Franchino DJ every week. When they were at Metro City for Hi-Fi, I was working at Library for Sneaky. So these two guys were like, not competition, but they were in the same like
space,
same space of like throwing hip hop events. So Library once sent me out because they were like, we're dead. What the fuck is going on with Perth? You and this girl and this door promoter, go find out what's going on. We walked all around the city. Nothing was going on. We walked to Metro City, massive line for Hi-Fi. Right? Again, those guys ignored me for 7 years, this guy. I messaged him, hey man, I'd love to DJ at your events. I do R&B and hip hop. Here's my SoundCloud. Maz ignored me, seen me for 7 years.
That's a common thread we see.
Yeah.
This guy side by side.
Anywhere sending someone your SoundCloud, right?
No.
Right? Apparently not. Take it from me, kids. Or they were at Metro's Frio and I was at like, not Clink. Oh yeah, it was Clink back in the day.
Yeah.
Bartending. And it was just like sidebar for 10 years. And then all of a sudden, in a year and a half, all these motherfuckers, boom, right here.
Just like into your grill.
And I
Yeah.
was just like, what the hell is going on?
It's crazy how life works.
That's
Right
it.
place
Yeah.
at the right time.
Yeah.
That's
Like
exactly it.
Syndicate, right? I'm there with a couple of friends. We're like, oh man, this is sick. Oh, there's Firman. Oh, yo, Firman, zoom in. Firman, you fucking beast. Firman's like,
That's it.
we want to fucking acknowledge you. I'm like, ah!
But that's it. It's just like how life can throw curveballs like that, right?
Yeah.
My life is a total curveball. My life is a piece of fuck. But yeah, that was like where we ended up, and that's how we kind of met up. And then like obviously now as we go through life and more events like Voyage he started, and all that kind of stuff, we kind of help in. I help as much as I can. Humble, stay with him, all that kind of stuff. Butterfly in return as well.
Yeah.
That's how we kind of like.
Well, it's a good way to do it though, because it's just like, you know, if you're starting a new project and your mates are just like, you know, I want to get involved and help you succeed.
Yeah,
that's the right thing to do. Like,
Trust them already, you know, with your
That's-
life.
yeah,
So why not
that's
trust them with
it.
business,
We're
you know?
both
And
very
yeah.
selfless people, and I think you understand that because the energy I get from you is you're very you're very open, but you're very sturdy in
Yeah.
regards to your
Cheers.
friendships and stuff
Thank
like
you.
that.
Yeah.
Right? Both you boys, the energy out. Like you guys are so familiar with each other. It looks like you guys have been lifelong friends.
Well, I mean, it is episode 103. So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we've been here for a while.
3 weeks, man. That's at least 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
in regards
Yeah.
to that, you get this kind of like build friendship. The foundation is strong. Everything else can succeed.
Yeah.
Like everything else can succeed.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have started a podcast as well.
Correct.
Yeah, I wanted to segue into that.
Kick-ons, yeah?
Yep.
Icons, yeah.
And
So-
so, where did oh Mitch, do you want
You're
to
the
take
host.
No, okay.
Go on, Mitch. Go on, Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch, ask the
Okay,
question.
okay.
Your turn.
I was going to ask... I now have to think about it.
You sure you don't want to curve it back to me?
Yeah, so what was the decision? Like, how did you decide? Why did you decide you wanted to do
Well,
a
This
podcast?
is a story.
Well, Jay just
Because
loves to talk.
podcasting is very...
He loves to talk. He just loves to talk shit, loves to talk about everything, this and that, whatnot. And then so I've always wanted to like start a podcast because I like doing the tech side of things. And so one day we're just let's buy some microphones, let's buy this set up, and
This is 2 separate ideas. Right? I've wanted to do a podcast for years, like 2 years ago, and then all of a sudden he brings it up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Right?
yeah, it just happened.
Literally, and he goes, "Right, this is what we're gonna get," and I was like, "All of this? He goes, all of this.
It's just like, yeah, it's happening.
This is what we're gonna."
$1,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because my type of thing is like, I want to make it happen, I'll make it happen.
He's
No matter what
very
the
quick
financial-
turnaround.
That's a
You know
good
what I mean?
mindset
Like,
to have.
Yeah, it is.
turnaround,
Like,
yeah.
you put the money into it, but you're going to enjoy using it.
Yeah.
You're going to get good use out of it.
That's
Just
it.
Take the plunge.
Yeah, and as you were saying earlier as well, it's quite portable, right?
Yeah, it is. So,
Yeah, so you can take it
6
anywhere.
items.
anyway, we've done on-site stuff. And I want to eventually hire the gear out if I want to. So there's always ways of monetizing it, but right now, yeah, we're just kind of enjoying podcast life and building it. The one thing that we need to kind of get into the swing of things is kind of being on that schedule. You guys do it weekly.
Yeah. It's pretty like
It's like
it's
we
just-
need to do that. We need to start doing that to make it happen, but that's accountability for both of us to do. So
How do you guys find the pre-planning for each episode? Do you guys do much research on?
nah, I mean it's so off the dome. Like we've started this new format called the couch,
okay.
and it's just us with like portable microphones, just sitting back on our couch and just talking about random stuff during the week, like what happened in the news and stuff like that. We have the actual Kilos podcast, which has the special guests.
Yep.
We just kind of like interview people around Perth. But apart from that, now we just kind of think of it off the top of our head. Yeah,
Not many notes are written, and it's all on the fly because we can.
I keep asking him to write notes, but he never does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Me and you, mate, we're gonna get along.
Yeah.
literally
yeah.
like
Talking
40
about
episodes, 50 episodes. Like, can you write notes? So I started writing notes, and I'm like, I don't want to follow this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
like, I haven't seen you
4
read your
weeks.
notes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you read your notes once this episode. So
that's
it's
it.
like,
yeah.
But that's the thing, right? It's so easy format because we can just go anywhere we want, and
Exactly.
like casual conversation leads to casual conversation, right? All these points have just become flowless to us. So when I lead it, Firman just jumps on it, and
Yeah.
he's that easy to like jump on as well.
which
He's
fine
that
as like
solid-
conversation, you know.
You
It's
just
just
go
like,
and
yeah.
you just keep going.
that sometimes we just wish we had a camera rolling in the car when we just talk about random stuff like.
That's how it's always been, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing with me. It was like, wow, we're actually talking really in depth about this. Like, shit, we should have recorded
Yeah,
it. We've done
This is
something
why
with
like
this or that.
celebrities have like an entourage.
yeah,
Yeah.
straight up.
15 people
Yeah.
like with cameras and
Yeah, or like
recording
phones, or like
devices.
notepads and shit.
Yeah.
We were once at a shisha place with arguably one of my richest mates at his gated community with my best mate Tabs, me, Dean, Terry, and we started talking about quantum physics for an hour. All the about
think
physics,
that's a good
about like
topic,
protons, about atoms going different ways, the space, all that kind of stuff with Osman as well. We were talking about space exploration, Tesla, Elon Musk. And then we switched it to girls, and then we switched it to Shisha. We switched it to his company. Like, it was the most seamless conversation. But if any time you left and came back, it was completely different. And you think we were on drugs.
Yeah.
You think we were just on something? No, I wish.
But that's how the conversation rolls,
There's a
though.
camera in front of somebody, like
It's different. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different. It's different.
I
Yeah,
feel
it
like
is.
it wouldn't be. This is normal to me.
Well, see,
Do you know
that
what I mean?
that's it as well. Like, because I mean, this is where me and Mitch have also battled in the past. Where like I originally really wanted to do like 3-hour episodes, like Joe Rogan kind of thing.
Yeah.
And because the thing is like when you do like 2 hours, 3 hours, then you just
chat.
like you just talk about anything and everything, and the conversation's just so casual,
Yeah,
so
straight up.
free.
The issue is that there's no viewership for that in Perth. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to
Exactly.
listen to 3 hours.
That's exactly,
Yeah,
and that's Mitch.
that's
That's
my argument.
yeah, you guys are so
This is
similar.
this is the white version.
Oh, is it?
Honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of doppelgangers
The
these
red
days,
head,
eh?
version.
Yeah.
And see, that's why Mitch pushed me back to an hour and a half. And even though I was like, you know,
That was
like,
a
Pushes me back to
Compromise.
45 minutes an hour, 100%.
See, that's what I want. 45 minutes an hour.
Yeah.
Because you're right, and I think the thing with Mitch and Firman is they want structure, which
Yeah.
makes sense because then the conversation or the podcast can be marketed right because the structure is there.
exactly.
Whereas us,
I can't just be like in the bio, oh, yeah, we're talking about just random shit.
I feel like me and Alex is like, that's our exact bio.
Yeah,
Talk random
that's
shit.
it.
And here we are in the mid.
Told random shit.
That's exactly it.
This
We
is how
don't
we
have
switch.
show notes, but we have dot points. So.
This is what's going to happen. We're going to switch. Kick On's podcast is going to feature Firman and Mitchell, and Alex
Oh, we'll
TV
switch around.
podcast.
Yeah,
Infra-Red's
okay,
going to be me and Mitch.
We
that's
could
it,
do 2 different episodes, right? We'll do one
Me and Alex,
Firman
sorry.
style, really structured, and then we can just hammer it off with you, and we can
Would you like a,
prove that.
would you like a wife swap, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny as fuck.
Why did you put a gender
mind
on
wearing
it?
it.
Wife swap like the
Should
show.
have been a partner swap. You just had to go wife swap.
Doesn't matter. I don't know. Yeah, let's move on. I don't know.
all right.
I see how deep your friendship is.
Yeah,
It's deep, son.
There
It's
you
deep.
go.
It's
Put a
deep
ring on it,
enough.
right?
Oh my god, that's great.
So I got to ask as well. So what other events do you run? Because you mentioned something. It's just like
Here we go.
just like voyage.
Yeah,
or
so
something?
Voyage is something we started last year. Me and a partner Ryan. Shout out to Ryan Kong. Voyage Day Party.
Okay.
It's just a day party brand. Nautical themed.
Is it actually on a boat or anything? Like
No,
that?
it's not. It's just like it's not on a boat. It's like it's
It
nautical
sounds
themed,
like it'd be on a
yeah,
boat.
No, it's not. So our next one is at Elizabeth Quay Cartel Bar.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, on the Christmas public holiday. And so we've got a lot.
there it is.
So that's our kind of the. If everyone wants to come, buy some tickets, please.
Monday, December 27th. That's
Yeah.
a good date, I reckon.
It is a good day because next day's public holiday.
Yep.
Okay.
That whole weekend's just going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get much done on
That-
like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
No, so
Yeah.
that weekend, right? So
Prep your anus.
I've actually also acquired Rushmore,
Okay.
which is quite a big
Acquisition.
nightlife brand.
Whereabouts?
So Rushmore, they're pretty prevalent, like south of the river. They run. They have their umbrella company called Rushmore, and they have Colada Day Club.
Okay,
And
I've
they
heard of
also-
that one.
Yeah, and they also have
Who's the guy that used to run that?
the Racket Club. There was like 3 or 4 guys in it. T.S. Erickson.
Okay.
I think I went to school with one of the
Yeah, probably.
dudes. Yeah.
And Andrew
I
McInbrown.
think his DJ name's Tommy Bahama.
Oh yeah, Josh used to be
Josh,
yeah.
that's the one.
He used to
yeah.
be part of Rushmore. Yeah.
He was a year below me in high school. So shout out to Josh.
Jeez.
So Rushmore ran Metric back in the
Okay.
day.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
part of
yeah.
Metric, and then they took over. They had Cheek. They had Cheek.
They had cheek as
So
well.
they were trying to actually sell me. They were trying to sell me Cheek, but I didn't want to buy it. Because
Yeah, cheek's a bit.
It's
hit and
like
miss at the
it
moment.
was good because of the venue,
Yeah,
but now the venues no longer exist.
exactly. Yeah.
Just anyway, so I bought those 3 brands. So my Christmas run right now is Rushmore Christmas Eve at Cartel.
Huge.
Sunday Humble because
Massive.
we can't run Christmas Day obviously.
Yeah.
All licensed venues aren't allowed to open.
Yep.
So we moved Humble to Sunday. Monday is Voyage,
Uh-oh.
and then the next weekend, Jan 2nd on the Sunday, we're doing Racket Club at Market Grounds.
Huge.
Oh wow, as well.
So
Every
After-
single day.
after this acquisition, it's just about getting in contact with all the old suppliers, all the venues, and kind of just laying stuff out again. And then we're doing Colada Day Club at Camfield on January 26th.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's just go.
It's full on. Yeah. Like the brands were already kind of dormant over the winter period,
yeah.
so the boys kind of left them to because they had other day jobs and stuff, so they didn't want to announce anything further. So I picked it up, and we're just going strong with it now.
Yeah.
Just kind of getting it back into everyone's heads and doing it a whole heap of parties. Yeah,
Yeah.
Got a lot on your plate then.
a lot,
Yeah,
a lot,
a
and
lot.
they're all 4 separate brands, 4 separate identities, 4 separate marketing plans.
And so because you know how you said like you got Michelle running Club
Yeah,
Humble.
so
at the
Michelle
moment.
runs Humble.
And then so with those
She does a
other
few
3
Voyage stuff as well. I've
Okay,
kind of
yep.
taken my foot into Rushmore at the moment,
Yep.
just to get the processes in place, kind of experiment with what marketing works with that. But then I'll possibly pass it over to Michelle or maybe hire someone new.
Yep.
Because I kind of want a PA.
Yeah,
Just
I can
don't want a
imagine
PA.
that. Yeah.
You could film your conversations in the back of the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I can't want a PA.
Ellen DeGeneres shit, dog.
I don't want a
Yeah.
PA, but
I mean, that would be pretty cool having a PA.
yeah, like just get my coffee. I asked Michelle to get me coffees and stuff, but she gets angry at me.
First month, she was all about it. Second month, death.
Because she says she's a graphic designer. And I'm
It's not in my job title.
yeah, so, but I say I'll shout you your coffee as well. She gets my coffee, so it's fine. But I think I kind of want to expand in that regard because there's a lot of that's like, well, imagine like 5-6 brands.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah,
work.
and
Like,
then, I luckily Humble's my only weekly, but I
Yeah.
need to keep that alive to kind of bankroll this other stuff as well.
exactly. Yeah.
Because cash flows is big in industry.
Yeah.
Being smart with your money and being smart in your business.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also like kids jumping on for what's
Yeah,
it called?
Michael's doing all the DJ bookings now for all the Rushmore stuff.
Okay.
So he's kind of he knows all the DJs that I don't know about. Rushmore's more like house music, so it's kind of like you got to kind of hit that niche.
Yeah.
So Michael kills it in that regard because I'm more of like a hip hop guy.
Mm.
Play a lot of hip hop. So he kills that, and so yeah, I just kind of want to. I'll get Jay to do stuff on the day and on the day.
I'll be around. I'm always gonna be around.
Yeah, on the day logistics and stuff because I'm always running around stressed over nothing because I don't do anything, but I'm still stressed. It's weird.
It's completely fair though, because they're your events. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I want it to run perfectly, but I'm
Exactly.
just like, I just feel like I need to do something, but I don't really need to do something. I don't know, it's weird. I just always get stressed during events.
But then after, I can imagine you just like,
afterwards, I'm just, let's get fucked up.
yeah, no good.
Adam Dalton's popped into the chat. He says, "Mad props, boys."
Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
That's
Also, Ned Den Han Blackshaw, what popped in from Sub Era.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Boys, shout outs. Yeah, so
Sorry to cut in.
that's alright, but that's kind of what I got in the pipeline for events.
What else are you working on then as well?
Yeah,
What-
so
what else are you?
what
both
are you working on?
Yeah.
What are you
What are
working?
you working
Okay,
on?
come on, speak up,
Yeah,
Jazz.
just, back to work and stuff like that. I mean, I was managing a hotel with a good friend of mine, and obviously pulling back from that, and then finding more and more projects on with Firman and stuff like that. There's a couple of projects we're working on. I don't know if we can disclose it yet. You know,
you
Metro
can't.
City and stuff like that,
Oh,
or
yeah.
this, that, the other, and other venues that are around Perth. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff during the summer period. But essentially, I'm just Firman's right-hand man at this point. Whatever needs to be done is delegated to me at the day or on the week. I help him with that, and my own personal stuff. Back to like DJ lessons. We have an office that I manage for Sil and Imran, which is called Blanc & Co. in Inglewood.
Okay.
So all the guys, like even medical, Ty is in there, Ty Turner. We have an office in Inglewood that's set up for all our creators to kind of hang out and do their work. We've got desks and stuff there. But yeah,
What's the name of the business again?
it's called Blanc & Co.
BLANC.
on Facebook.
Blanc and Co.
Yeah. It is. This is our like media marketing specialist company that we've been working on for ages, and these are the same
He's
guys.
just reading off the screen. You have no idea what it's about.
These
eh?
guys are doing the same kinds of work I do. I'm the manager. What
Yeah.
are the guys?
Blank & Co is a leading consultancy. That's what we do.
Within 10 years of experience at events and Facebook.
You're all that 10 years there. That's probably more than 10 years in there. Eh?
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
all right. We can look at the
Hey, look at that.
all the color.
Wow.
This is the stuff where, you know, Fem was talking about Bernie and stuff. Bernie's jumped on it and he's got his own business running out of there.
Yep.
Got Steve Newen, who's a big hardstyle DJ who's running his photography business.
Big
as well.
hardstyle DJ.
He's probably one of our big
Underrated
DJs.
genre.
Yeah, very much. He plays the transition stuff. So
Transition huge, yeah.
all that kind of stuff. You know, there's the same guys that run not Humble, Hi-Fi, Click, Butterfly. Lots of experience in marketing. Because so a lot of stuff coming out of there. That's where Banks is actually suited out from.
Okay.
So all the design and stuff there. Shout out to the creative team there, like Amir, Seal, and the Cab Noir team actually runs out of there. The shop that's in the Rain Square. Our headquarters is actually over there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie and Seto, who's running his own photography business out of there.
So just quickly as well. So who runs Cabinet Noir? Because I always thought that was Sylvester.
No.
So Seal does work for Cab,
Okay.
but he doesn't work
He's
for
a
Cab.
creative director of Cab.
Okay.
Eddie Maradona is actually the director and co-founder of Cab Noir.
Okay.
He is I'll give him a young Indonesian guy, lots of tats, very much an entrepreneur in regards to
Party
Cab.
boy.
Came in, had a shop in Shafter Lane, and kind of moved it to Rain Square.
We've actually done an
last year.
episode on Ed if you want to watch it on our podcast.
Yeah. No,
It's
definitely.
always really cool.
How we came to be and how we acquired Cab Noir and how we built the brand. But yeah, so Eder is the head of Cab Noir.
Yeah, because it just seems like Banks and Cab Noir.
Yeah, they
they're
hand
just,
down.
like, but I just mean not even that. It's just like they're huge in Perth. Like
Yeah.
the brands are just everywhere.
Thank
It's
you
just,
very much for saying that. It's very nice of you.
Like honestly, like,
You have nothing
there's
to do
so
with
many kids wear Banks clothing and Cab Noir and
Can't
stuff.
say that because
Oh, yeah,
Firman
okay.
actually did used to design and
yeah.
shoot and work
I used
for
to do a few designs for Banks.
Banks.
I just haven't had time to kind of. I actually started Banks with Sil.
There you go.
In the car.
There you go.
Wow.
In his car.
Digital designer and fashion.
He
Yeah.
threw me home from a gig once, and he's like, "What do you think about this clothing thing called Banks?" And I was like, "Oh, cool. Like, can you design the first logo for us?" I was like, "Sure." So I kind of early days. I kind of helped him with stuff. Then I had to drop off and do other things, unfortunately.
As we break off to other projects, you know, the projects that goes in it.
I would have loved to stay on board and get some dividends, but
Still get supplement, and there's a lot of teams that
nah.
come in, team members that come in. And,
it's good to watch them grow and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
because
cool.
Good to
I
have
just
that, at least a partnership going on.
yeah, for sure.
yeah, because I just saw that recently. Like he started selling stuff in America or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, there's
like
worldwide,
holy shit!
stuff.
Like
So
that's
distribution deal
huge.
now, I can't really say much about it because I don't know much about it, not because it's like disclosure inning.
Yeah.
But
Banks
essentially,
has just popped into the chat too.
oh, there he is.
yeah.
So essentially, right, what they've got is they've been approved for distribution in North America, Europe, and Dubai.
That's amazing.
Huge.
That's like
I'm gonna drop the story anyway, but continue.
I was just gonna say, like a local Perth clothing brand to hit those spots is just that's
It's
amazing.
dreams, yeah.
Yeah,
We had a one of our like I'm part of it. One of their distributors actually give them a message, and a very well-known
that's funny.
rap artist in Dubai purchased one of their clothing, their shorts, and made a hole in it accidentally because of his giant penis.
We don't know that.
This is your words. You said this.
I did. I was okay.
So we got news of this, and the creative director Imran was like, "We need to ship a spare pair of pants and 2 sets to him right now." I don't want to say the name
That's
because
so nice.
it was Jay-Z. So Jay-Z was in Dubai,
Yeah,
picked up
yeah.
Cab Noir shorts, made a hole in them. The team scrambled to get him 2 sets and the pants
no way.
from Dubai. So that's how big the reach is now for Banks,
Yeah,
which is
holy
insane.
crap.
We kind of did our due diligence, did some research. Jay-Z was in Dubai
At the time,
around the same time.
at
Yeah.
the daytime.
So I don't think the distributor was lying. So yeah, I don't know why he would lie about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
correct.
still, that's just like
He thinks about
that's more than huge. That's Hollywood. Like
Big shout out to those guys.
This is just that's the music industry in a whole kind
Yeah,
of thing.
literally,
That's Jay Z. Like,
Literally.
So we'll see if we see any paparazzi photos of him in cab.
In cab
Yeah.
shorts? Oh, that's it. Again,
That's
sign
it.
that, NFT.
that's it.
done.
NFT done. yeah.
But yeah, those guys work tight. So, you know, the main team right now is like Sil, Osman, Amir. Imran's still there, but most of the guys on the floor right now are those 3 guys, including, I think, Seto as a big part of it, Bernie for the visuals and the media. All the campaigns are pretty much shot by him. And
So
then
these are all
obviously-
our close friends. Like
Yeah.
this is who we hang out with.
Like, we call them...
Just
we
hang
call
out with
them
entrepreneurs. Like,
I mean, that's why our business is so successful. Like,
They say that entrepreneurs attract each other, right?
yeah, that is true. Yeah.
yeah.
And
And well, like
was there
minds
anything
think
else you wanted
alike.
to talk about? I know we've got Codex
Oh, is this you pushing us along? Or?
and Scooptix.
That's
Well,
8:50.
I know that we're probably going to have a big conversation about this, so I just wanted to looking at time. So
Okay.
Okay,
Well, let's just
right.
go through Codex first. Like,
Yeah,
because-
Nice.
shout out to Jack Endersby, my business partner for Codex Advertising. Codex started just before COVID. We were just discussing, businesses and stuff and what we can kind of get going during COVID that, we can prepare for before everything opens back up. And we were like, we always want to start like a billboard, LED billboard kind of company.
Yeah.
Like agency, like O Media, JC Deco, all those kind of stuff. They're like competition, and so I kind of helped. I was approached by Jack to help him start the groundwork for it. So I offered him my spare room as an office.
Okay.
So I gave him my spare set of keys. I was like, you know what, you can use my room for this office. You do whatever you need to do. Sign manager, director. I'll help you whenever I can. And at this point, I was still obviously Humble wasn't running, so I had a bit of time on my hands to jump on this project.
Yep.
And so we worked from that office for like 3 months. Started the company, registered it all, and then Yeah, that's the bank's logo. Just
Canoa.
just before COVID started up again. Just as everything was opening up again, we had a meeting with a big they're not real estate, like commercial realtor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, through a contact that we had before, and it was kind of like a cold email. We just emailed them saying, "Hey, like we'd love to work with you guys to put up a billboard on one of your properties in the city."
Yeah.
Because we were just trying to find places to put up billboards to sell advertising space on.
Yeah.
So we went in for a meeting, suit and tie, went to our office in Claremont, and we sat down and we kind of, introduced ourselves. And then they liked our idea, they liked our business. At that point, we had nothing like to our name, which had the business name, what we were about. And they were like, yeah, we've got a few opportunities where you might be able to put a billboard up in the city. They own, do you know where the opposite Avery? And there's a big office building.
Yeah, that's that one there.
Yeah, that's
right?
that one there. They own that
that's
building.
such a good location.
Yeah, so they own that building. There's already a billboard up top. The
Okay.
big one, that's from O Media. They have like a 10-year contract on that.
Yep.
And they were like, okay, come back with a business plan and we'll consider, working with you guys.
So with the screens, are you hiring the screens out, or have you bought them?
I'm not hiring at the moment. So let me get to that part.
Sorry. Continue.
we were like, fuck, we need to write a business plan. So we wrote a business plan and we valued our company to $500,000 or $800,000 without any assets or anything. We were so dumb. We just downloaded a business plan, replaced your business here with advertising.
Yeah.
At this point, Jack was already running a successful investment
Portfolios.
guy. So he runs an already successful business. So he's got a lot of capital behind him, stuff like that. So he's already run a successful business. But we were trying to get this quick. It was 2 week deadline. We were we need to get this paperwork in. So we did the business plan, put our seats back on. We went back into the meeting with these guys, and then they were reading through it and were you value your business so high, but you have no assets or anything. And we were like, oh yeah,
This is just a bit of paper.
Yeah, they would laugh at us.
Yeah.
They laughed at us, but we kind of took it so casually. We were young and they loved us because we were so young and we wanted to kind of make it happen. They were like, oh, we've got this spare office. Do you guys want to hire it out for really cheap? In exchange, you can put a billboard downstairs and we can work out a deal where, you pay rent through that or whatever, or we'll do it kind of like a deal. And we're like, wow,
yeah, that's amazing.
sick. We were working from my house for all that time. We called it off version 1.
Mhm.
Now we're already off V2, which is 110 William Street on the top floor.
Correct.
Walk in, the office was abandoned. It used to be a remote office for BHP,
Okay.
but no one's been in there for years. So we had to get a cleaner in, clean everything up, and then we started working from that office, and that's when things kind of started getting serious for Codex Advertising. And then we put that screen up. That was a hide screen. And then the product kind of pivoted a little. And we thought, it's not viable for us to actually purchase the screens and put them up ourselves.
Mm.
So now we're kind of moving to getting in contact with business owners or landowners and actually selling the plans and getting them to put it up themselves and kind of stuff like that. So we're the middlemen in starting the conversation, getting the approvals,
Yeah.
and then they pay for everything else.
That's a good
Right?
way to do it.
Yeah,
right?
so it's just going to pivoting to a more reliable, more it makes more sense to do that. You know
exactly. Yeah, more chance of success. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. And so we, Jack hired Greg, who's now head of this project. Shout outs to Greg, and then he's been working hard to kind of get these deals over the line. And then we stayed at the office for 6 months.
This is also a pivotal point for all of us because he moved all of us in there,
Yeah,
Banks
so
and Cat.
Banks, yeah, Sil and stuff moved into that office, the 110 office.
So it's just a bunch of brown dudes in the level 5 office,
Literally, we
right?
were all Asians. Jack was only white guy.
Yeah, literally.
And then Greg came in.
And then Greg. So, because I understand that's just opposite Rain Square. So
Yeah.
Cab Noir came over because they had spacing problems. And then Bongico came over and we were all of us in one office. all of us,
So
all 8 of us.
it's just like a bird's nest basically.
It's fun. It was fun.
Marcelo
It was
Productions,
sick.
medical,
Okay, yeah, no, that's pretty cool,
fucking
man.
It
Codex.
was very, very cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was a cool office, and it was great that we got to that point all from nothing, pretty much. Like it was all from that one meeting that me and Jack had
You guys,
to impress that
But see,
person.
sometimes it can just be like that.
Yeah,
though.
and
It's
it
just
was
like
stoked. Like
yeah, like you just go in there and then you're confident and
That's
you've
right.
got a plan behind you and you're just like, yeah,
that's
we
the
can
only
do
thing
this.
that got us through it. Like we were
Yeah.
so approachable. I think they were like what you're doing.
With Jack's
gonna go from
confidence
there.
and like Firman's flexibility and like tech skills, it just became this thing where they opened the door for us, which then opened our doors to go further.
Yeah.
Because after that 110 for version 2, for version 3,
So then we were like, this office isn't really cut for us anymore. It's like too dingy, whatever. Jack was like, you know, we're gonna take the plunge. He wanted to get more investment clients, so he needed a nice office to present
yeah,
like,
That's
clients
it.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So we took the plunge and took a lease out at an office, the BGC building.
BGC.
Yeah,
building?
BGC. It's right opposite Elizabeth Quay.
Okay.
So we're in that building, and it's sick. It's like it's a total upgrade. We looked at like a few other offices before, like on St George's. This guy.
Alan Bond's
Oh, we
old
went to that office.
that
Yeah.
right?
Alan
Exactly.
Bond's
We went
old
up to the
office.
top. That was sick.
a spa.
There was a
It's
spa.
kinda had
up
a
there.
spa
It was
in
cool.
there.
Anyway,
You went
yeah.
to Alan Bond's
Yeah.
bloody
They did.
that was
They
cool.
literally sat in
Yeah,
there.
it
They
was
took
cool.
pictures and they were like, "What the
That's
fuck?" Is
sick.
that?
Yeah, they were trying to lease like level 14 or something. We might have run through. Bit too out of our price range, but we were like, can we go to the top floor? And they had like a private meeting room where you can book out. But it was his old apartment.
Yeah.
Alan Bond's old apartment, yeah. And so,
is so whack.
his original bathroom and spa was still there.
There's so much
And there were
money.
stories and stuff where they would just have coke benders and like parties. And stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I've heard that actually.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool little experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, that didn't really work out. Some guy literally laughed in our face
Really?
because you know we're just like two young guys. We had no assets behind us, and we wanted to rent out. Like,
Oh, you probably didn't want to rent from him anyway.
no, he had
Well,
a
that's
like
exactly
a Nokia flip phone.
Yeah.
He's like, "Do you want my email?" I was like, "Yeah, let me type it into my Nokia." I was like, "Nah."
Yeah.
They type it into
Well,
my
he's just trapped
fucking
in the past.
Yeah, I was like, this
Microsoft
is not-
XP looking
He
at
like
it.
sat
Yeah.
us down and gave us like this
Should have asked
story
him if he
and
could check.
stuff, and I was like, I was like, nah. Anyway, so now Codex is kind of like its own thing now. Greg's taking care of it. Jack is now expanding Codex to do like real estate. He's doing a lot of good things. So yeah, I mean, Codex is just another beast.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's when we split off. So we went to the Inglewood office, and they went to not St George's Terrace, but like Elizabeth Quay area. Because we both mutually agreed that this office was too small, and then we were both on the cusp. Both brands, both Cab, Banks, Blanc & Co, and Codex were about to evolve into something crazy. And having four animals trapped in a zoo like that was no
Well,
good.
they were kind of going the creative route in
Yeah.
terms of like fashion,
Yeah.
graphic design, whereas Codex was going towards more corporate.
Yeah,
that's
huge
it.
corporate.
So
Yeah.
we kind of,
Kind of have
That's
clients
a-
walking in there and Seals half naked.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Try shirts on. and
yeah,
stuff
exactly.
like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got to keep
Wasn't
that
trying
hair
to
of
dress up.
mystique.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly right.
so Jack, I don't like dressing up in suits and stuff, so Jack's put me in the back office, and no one can see me. So me and Michelle are in our own back office, but I'm blessed for Jack to give me space for my Castle. My business got Castle Collective,
Okay.
so that's my like promotions company that does Humble and all that kind of stuff.
Umbrella.
Mother company.
Yeah.
Can we pull that up? So that's on
There's the
Facebook?
website at the moment, so
Okay.
don't do that.
Oh, that's all right.
Castle Collective, yeah, and so that has this Castle Creative for all of the portfolio clients and stuff like that. So yeah, we're working out that, and if Jack needs me, he just knocks on my door. We have this intercom system where we all have phones. We're literally in the office next door. He just calls me.
Yeah.
So come into my office. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Nice.
It's yeah.
What a friendship, man.
It's weird, but we're getting our office fitted out and getting the receptionist and stuff soon. So I think it'd be cool. I think it's like Jack's finally doing what he wants to do, and I think it took that plunge of me not offering my space in my office in my house for him to kind of take the step and be like, let's get an office and kind of like that. So
Yeah, like just the progression.
I'm up for the ride, and yeah, I'm keen. I'm keen to see where Codex goes.
Well, it seems like it's probably going to go quite far.
I think so. I think so. There's a lot of things in the works.
Because like just even as I said, like that billboard just in the main street, basically. Like
yeah. So
it's
that
like-
billboard all exists at the moment.
Yeah.
But we're working on a few other big things.
Yeah, but I'm just mean like even back then.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we
yeah,
were
for
doing
sure.
that, the foot traffic.
That
would
was kind of
have
like
been
our
nuts.
beta, you know, like
Yeah.
getting like a
See
use
how it
case.
goes,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
108 William Street rep. Jeez.
Yeah, you take a
I
bit
see
of
how-
points to go up against the big advertising.
Yeah, there's no one in Perth that does it really well. Anyway, so
Well,
Because
a lot
it's
of the
all-
big advertising companies are national companies anyway.
Correct.
That's it. All they do is just
Multinational.
push alcohol in the
Yeah,
way.
and they're not going to be really thinking about. I mean, of course, they're going to be thinking about location, but
Yeah.
you know, I think where your business can really shine is getting those really hard to get locations.
yeah, for sure, correct.
Whereas these big advertising companies, they just go for there's a big
Yeah.
Yeah.
bit here.
Yeah, literally.
There's no personalization.
Yeah, at the start of the company, we really wanted to make it accessible for small businesses
Just
to advertise. So
Yeah,
you
get
know,
it
like
going.
nightlife, you know, local brands. So we were open to that kind of thing as well. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It leads on to what you're working on next, eh? With
Yeah, so Scooptix is another company that I've just signed on as a director.
Okay.
I'm an official role of this business development. But these guys approached me probably like a year after Humble started. They were called Apollo before, and they were doing Patreon technology in terms of like VIP.
What do you mean by
So
that?
they collected data at the door.
Okay.
So they had this system where you could sign up to VIP, and then it's like a system where you sign up to VIP, you go to the door, you get your QR code scanned, and you have all the info
just
of
like
the
what?
Patreon
Like,
and how long
yeah.
they've been there for.
okay.
Like
That's
their
pretty
movements
good
and stuff.
technology.
Yeah. So that was like their kind of core foundation of what their product was.
Yeah.
So we used their system for about a year. Well, actually, we used it up until this point. But they kept having regular meetings with me, and they were kind of keen on me having me on board. And so they finally took the plunge, probably late last year, and they were like, we want you on board.
Mhm.
And so I was like, at that point, they were already pivoting their product into more of a general ticketing application,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
is where the money's at.
So kind of like mosh ticks in a way.
Mosh ticks, Oz ticks,
Yeah.
all that kind of
Boom
stuff.
ticks and the whole.
Back
Yeah.
ticks.
Anything with ticks in it. Yeah.
Anything with ticks in it.
Yeah. Yep.
And so the thing that I was impressed is this is all developed locally.
Yeah.
So our dev is currently in Germany, but he lived here.
Yep.
And the two other guys are from Perth. So it was good to see like a product being built from the ground up.
Mm.
And so
Looks like it's got a very friendly UI.
exactly that's
How
what
good is
yeah
the interface?
that's what kind of like what we were going for, because at the start the first run of like version was like very like not
Just-
very
Just blocky. Kind
Yeah,
of thing,
yeah.
clunky.
and so I was like, you know what, we need to do a rebrand. We got rid of the Apollo brand, called it Scooptix, because finding a .com these days is impossible.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Every name is like
just taken.
it's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, so now we've actually just launched this rebrand, and everything is, I'd say the technology is like 98% there. So now we're looking on for promoters to sign on to use our thing, our platform. Yeah, the platform's
Can
built.
talk to you about this at some point?
Yeah, for sure. The platform is built from the ground up. The dashboard's custom made. Everything's custom made. We do our payments through Stripe. So
Stripe.
yep.
Never-
So Stripe is a pretty big company. They like our payment gateway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like MasterCard or PayPal or
Okay.
And the good thing about Stripe
processing thing.
is you own your account. We don't actually handle the money, and you can be paid as you go, as like if you wanted to. Most traditional ticketing companies, they hold your money until the end of the promo run or after the tickets.
Really?
Yeah, like
I
Eventbrite,
had
you
no
can
idea.
you can do like a payment schedule,
Yeah. Yeah.
but most companies
We're
Why?
running
Keep
an event at 10th of December, and I think it's Mosh-Tix that we're doing it through,
Yeah.
and they can hold it for up to 6 weeks after the event.
Why is that though? Is it
I don't
just-
know.
Is that
I-
safety? Is that a
yeah.
safety protocol?
it-
Might have something to do with COVID, I don't know, but
it's
just
I think
weird
it's just
that like it
yeah,
could be 4 to 6 weeks before you get paid.
yeah. It's never
Yeah.
it's never certain. Like it's
Yeah.
just so that's why we kind of like yeah. So we're kind of like, you know, it's your money. So you sign up your Stripe account, you set it up through our dashboard.
Yeah. All
That's
yours.
It just goes into thing.
Yeah, that just sounds almost revolutionary.
Yeah.
kind
So
of
we
thing,
use
like-
we've used the VIP product at Humble for close to 2 years now,
Yeah.
and so that's how we've developed it by using it on the ground. So our QR code system and VIP system is top notch,
Inertia, nice.
and now we're just trying to get this ticketing going, and yeah, we're looking for
Oh,
promoters of like 300 capacity events, something small,
Yeah.
to kind of work with us, and
then just eventually grow bigger and bigger.
yeah, bigger and bigger. Yeah, like and you know what? We want to work with people who want to help us build our platform.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
feedback, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
So if there's anyone listening, we'd love for you to join us in this adventure.
Yeah, well, this looks like it's gonna work tenfold kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
So for people who are interested in this, is this up and running?
Yeah, so you can go to scriptix.com. We're going to have that link for the organizers, but if you go to scriptix.com/organizers, that's where the spiel is at the moment. You can scroll down, you can book a demo with us, or you can click get started, and there's a form where you can fill out, and it's just getting like basic information from you, and we'll give you a call back or whatever.
so friendly, eh? This UI. How crazy is it, eh?
The dashboard's cool. It's really helped us. It's really helped us at Humble heaps. Like just having the VIP line working autonomously. I don't have to worry about paper lists anymore. Just get the door girl the scanning app.
Yep,
not
just
gonna hit
QR
enter.
codes.
That's
right?
it. Yeah,
Perfect,
okay.
Mitch.
yeah, and we don't charge entry, so
Yeah.
and it works. It works super well. So there's a product there that works for VIP regular patron stuff or ticketing. And in the future, we're looking at doing NFT, blockchain.
Yeah, getting into the whole
like
metaverse,
blockchain
yeah.
stuff. You know, getting the tickets verified through blockchain. Only having to sell. You can sell the tickets only through blockchain, so you can't scalp.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Stuff like
So
that.
the
do you
tickets
guys?
as NFTs.
Correct. Yeah,
I don't. It might work.
you can do that because like
If you make all the tickets like custom, so
Yeah.
each ticket is individual, then
Have you
can sell it
seen
as an
how
NFT.
how expensive NFTs are? Kind of though, because
Well,
I
no,
know.
but you
that's
set your own
like
price.
the
Yeah, you set
boutique
your own
one,
price.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
for example, with like we're looking at potentially having like you collect all the NFTs, you can go backstage. Collect all the NFTs, you can have a free ticket.
Yeah.
So like perks like that, you can do through blockchain
Crazy.
stuff. Yeah,
It's a way to go because it's the future.
it is.
Like,
It's just like making that accessible to everyone and explaining to them is the hard part.
yeah.
Because when I say, "Oh, we work on blockchain technology, NFTs," people will be like, "Oh, that's
Everyone
cool,"
hears
but
the
like,
keywords,
yeah,
so,
That's it.
they'll
Yeah.
be like, "Well, what's all that?" So
Exactly.
we don't
yeah.
want to put the development into it yet until like
It's
we're ready
ready.
to go. We want to get our first MVP going, and I think we've got a product that's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, because they're saying it's like, you know, the next 10 years, everything's going to basically run off the blockchain.
Blockchain, yeah.
And it is the way it is kind of thing. It's the
Correct.
future. Like, it's just crypto is kind of how it's all happening. And new NFTs and metaverse and stuff like that.
Metaverse, yeah.
Have you guys
Don't want to get
seen?
left behind
Like-
like the guy with his Nokia.
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
yeah.
I saw someone sold a metaverse property for like 1.6 mil.
Yeah, it's ridiculous,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
Someone
Weird.
bought a boat for something like, I think it was maybe 4 million
I
or
mean,
something
people
like
spend
that.
thousands of dollars on spaceships for like Star Citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
But see, it's still in development though as well.
I mean, if I was rich, I'd probably do dumb stuff like that.
But why
What's
would
it?
you? It's a future investment, right? Because none of this
Exactly.
is just like a thing.
Yeah.
You can invest in it and leave it to dry because you're that rich. You're like, it'll come back. If it doesn't, it's all good.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Crazy.
It's just having money to just throw at things
Yeah,
like that.
literally.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, and if you have a kind of like inkling of technology, you throw it in the right direction, it'll come back to you very, very, very like
That's
a
it.
lot fold.
Yeah. That's just it. Like with crypto market, it's like I've heard of people where it's just like, you know, they throw money in it like, you know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. And it's just now they're,
Right, imagine
yeah,
just
millionaires.
$1 a Bitcoin,
I
boys.
hear a lot
Yeah.
about like them having that, but then they lost their Bitcoin wallet or whatever. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, they lost
Yeah.
their
That's it.
password. They lost their
Ah,
fucking
that's why
hard
it's-
drive.
You gotta be.
You gotta be
due
on it.
diligence,
You gotta
yeah.
be on it for
Yeah.
sure.
Just quickly as well, because you mentioned scalpers before. Have you had many problems with that at all with your events or
Yeah,
anything?
huge. Like, because I used to be part of Hidden Festival.
Okay.
That was kind of the biggest festival that I've been a part of. And we'd sell quite a large amount of tickets. And scalpers are always a big issue that
Yeah.
needs to be combated, I think.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how do you combat that kind?
I
of
mean,
thing?
there's like things like Tixel,
Yep.
having that through the marketplace, but anyone can still sell the PDF copy
Yeah.
twice. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one stopping that. So yeah, I mean, there's not unless tickets are like, yeah, there's no real way of really like
Yeah,
They're
doing
gonna come up
it,
with
yeah.
some new way of doing ticketing.
ticketing. Yeah, ticketing at its
Security.
core has a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
So I think someone needs to reinvent, the foundations of ticketing, which is
It's a big ask.
it is
Yeah.
a big ask. It's huge.
because like one of the only ways, maybe, well, a potential way could be like scan tech or something like that. Because then it's like, your actual ID and the same. Well, I don't know.
I mean,
like,
yeah,
name-
But then,
Yeah,
like,
and,
reselling tickets then becomes an issue because then if you really do change your mind, how do
Exactly.
you then change your name?
that's
Or
exactly.
he's going to
it.
hold someone else's ticket, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly. I see what you mean, because there's no real way to
Correct.
fix
There's no
it.
system.
Yeah,
There's literally no system.
I mean, with
past
like
the ticket sales.
with like
Yeah.
verifying on the blockchain, it works, but if you lose, because it ties to your mobile number.
Yeah, correct.
okay.
So that's how you kind of verify it.
Maybe if
Yeah.
like more ticket companies like buybacks for like 90% of the value, sell your ticket back to
Yeah.
the,
Then have a special, re-specialize that ticket again so that there's a
and then
unique
you
QR
can resell
code.
the ticket.
I
Yeah,
mean, that
code.
comes down to like promoter mindset as well.
Yeah, correct.
That, everyone just wants to sell tickets. Once the person's bought the ticket, then they can fuck, right?
Yeah.
What they do, they can resell it, they can do whatever.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's just like they just want the money in their account. So I guess you're just going to change the promoter's mindset on that kind of thing as well.
Yeah. And so we're almost out of time, but I was going to ask, so what have you guys got planned for the future? Because I mean, you've got this, you've got events rocking
Is there
up.
anything
Like,
you want to
like-
tell our audience about? Come to anything?
Well, look, my biggest mantra is I don't plan for my future, because like if I plan for my future, then I'm stuck in this box.
yeah, that's
Right?
true.
And I wouldn't take any other opportunity.
Yeah.
As it was, like, for example, with the whole Rushmore deal, it came up just randomly, and if I was stuck in the mindset of, no, I'm just going to focus on Humble, I'm just going to focus on Scriptix, I'm just going to focus on Codex, that wouldn't offer me more opportunities, you know what I mean? So I don't like to kind of plan for the future, but for now, I'm just going to be working on Scriptix, and getting Humble to, like cheap days, like 10 years, that's what kind of my goal.
How many years have you been running Humble
3
for?
years.
3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Still, like another 7. I reckon you can do it.
I think it's
Like,
possible. I think
it is possible.
it's possible as long as the venue's there and
Yeah.
we can outlive the venue, because there's not very many venues that can hold that many people and
yeah.
be that flexible.
You've essentially got 3 stages there.
Yeah, correct. I can do
You've got lots
We
way
can do
more
four,
stuff. Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Like we're doing over summer, we're gonna do a house stage in the beer garden.
Yep.
Nice.
So that starts on Boxing Day. And yeah, just keeping it fresh.
Yep.
What about you, John?
Apart from the other, like all the stuff that he's got for that Voyage and stuff like that, man, just working on personal health. I'll probably go back into a lot more DJ teaching. So I'll be running some DJ classes and stuff like that. But also, this is something I just started this week actually. I might even run a hospitality mental health course for people that are like creatives and stuff like that. People in hospitality.
That'd be very
Kind
cool.
of-
We should do a hotline.
Yeah,
Like a
or
chat.
something like even just like a
Group.
personal booking or a group booking where you guys need, a venue needs, people to kind of debrief,
Yep.
go in there, have a chat, keep an eye
That's
on
a
them.
great idea.
Because it never happens. Debriefing kind of needs to happen almost every job in a way.
correct.
If it's stressful or it's full on and you can cause anxiety and everything like that, people just go home and just bottle it up.
And people that don't have right structures deal with it incorrectly.
Yeah.
Hospitality takes up about, I think it's like 70 to 75% of the most amount of people who work in that specific area that abuse substances. Chefs take up, of that 75%, chefs take up 80% of it.
Yeah,
the rest
I've
of them are
heard
like
that.
bartenders, at 20% like bartenders, managers, all
I
that
wonder
kind
what
of
it
stuff.
is with being a chef, hey?
It's just
High stress.
It's just
Yeah.
very full on.
High stress, structure, environment,
kitchen,
heat,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Repetition,
Yep.
everything,
Yep.
eh?
Yeah.
Like,
And then
That's
obviously
it.
pressures.
Just imagine pumping out 300 palmies a day.
Or even worse, right? 20 super high dining,
That's it.
super fine dining like muscles. And
Yeah.
you've got to get them all correct. So all that kind of stuff. So I want to start opening a, if not even just a Facebook group and a chat. I think someone's already doing it now, which is amazing. Either I join onto that, attack onto that, or I start my own and just kind of like debriefing.
Start our own thing.
people
There's
just
some
can't
ideas brewing in my head.
entrepreneur already.
There you go.
I'm not surprised that I have a
The ball's
logo by
rolling.
then. Can't believe it. I'll
I've
probably have a
got in
logo.
the car on the way back. I've got an idea.
But it's like having that kind of like offset so people can kind of express their emotions and their vulnerabilities there and not have it not affect their work and having the longevity. Because, man, I tell you, 13 years in this industry, and I'm looking at bartenders now, they're just not cut out for it.
Yeah.
But we used to, what was it? I've missed out 13 Melbourne Cups, countless birthdays just working, right? It's not healthy.
I think that with the
balance.
venues as well, you see like they're very disconnected from their staff.
Yeah.
You know? You work, right? You work at the end of the night, you clean up, and then they don't even have staffies sometimes.
That's it.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's it. Yeah.
There's nowhere to kind of let it off.
But you know where that is? That also comes from a lot of the old managers don't think that the new bartenders are even worth it because they don't. Half of them are, I've got anxiety, half of them, and I'm not fucking
It's just
busting your
like talk about
anxiety,
it more.
right?
Yeah.
But they just don't handle it. Back in the day, if you had anxiety, you just smoke another cigarette and get another rack of fucking glasses.
Yeah, that's
It was,
exactly
and then
it.
afterwards, then you get your beer, you kind of thing, right? So the whole community's changed and the whole attitude for hospitality's changed, and now we really need to look after our workers because the longevity of your work life becomes that. Some people stay in hospitality until they're 40.
Yeah.
And hospitality is not a dead job. It's not like just
And
because I'm
also-
not a lawyer.
A happy workforce is a productive.
Yeah, 100, exactly right.
Yeah.
I know guys that are working I know the guy that runs Paramount, Tristan, who earns a better wage than most of the guys who do 9 to 5. And he's supposed to get a big boy job. What are you talking about? He runs a multi-million-dollar venue, 40 plus man team, police, management, finance, everything.
That's it, yeah. And that's the thing is like it's similar. I know a guy who's I've actually interviewed him on the podcast, but he's the bar manager for like the general bar manager for the art group, and so he does like
You did not have him on.
what Connolly, James Connolly.
James Connolly
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to be one of my. I actually learned some cocktails off him.
Yeah, I had him
James,
on.
amazing
You
guy.
gotta check out the episode. He is just full of stories, honestly.
He's been in the industry longer than I have, and that
No.
man has pretty much took bartending to an art form, and now he doesn't need to do anything anymore.
That's
he
it.
comes in, does a cocktail session. He has so much money in the art group and insanity. Ben Tour as well. You ever get Ben Fierce on Ben Tour? Same thing.
Interesting guy.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
But see, the thing is just like with James, is like, you know, he's still working in hospitality. He's got kids. And
Correct.
he's got a family.
Correct. Beautiful
and, like,
wife, beautiful kids.
And, you know, like he's you know, he's doing really well for
It's just about
himself.
finding
Kind
a
of.
role, you know, and
yeah, your niche, your
growing in there.
passion.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it, yeah.
You don't
You
have
just
to be
gotta
hands-on, like.
But
That's
again,
it.
you got to be passionate. You got to be like dedicated, but you also need to have your balance.
Exactly.
You need to be able to let off steam every so often, so that your longevity in that business becomes more. That's why I try to focus on with these boys as well, especially the guys in the office. You got to have a break sometimes.
Yeah.
Man, not leaving the country for 3 years is a tough one though. Since 2019, no one's really left the country, and a lot of people's dependency on holidays is quite high. So you know, the next year that we are flying out, and we are going back to Bali or going back to Malaysia, going back to Singapore, it's going to be a massive amount of pressure relief
Yeah, that's it.
in a lot of people's
Just to
mindsets.
get away and just
Yeah.
relax kind of thing. But that's you know, with the whole COVID thing, that's where it's just gonna be so hectic to see what happens because it's so uncertain in a way.
Literally.
I got to ask, well, just before we wrap it up, how did you guys feel when we first got the announcement, kind of thing, like when it first happened last
What, 19?
year? Yeah, 19, yeah. Because it was just kind of like I just heard it and I
Yeah.
was like,
It's crazy.
What was going through your head?
Yeah, because when I heard it, I was just straight up like, okay, so I'm not a DJ anymore. The last thing, you know, I've been doing this for like 10 years, DJing for 10 years, but 4 years professionally kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm just like, okay, I don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Bars aren't open anymore.
Yeah.
We can't go party anymore. The world's over. Well, okay, what's going on kind of thing.
I mean, that's why I thought, you know, I can't put my eggs in one basket. That's when I started, you know, doing other things, Codex.
Yeah.
Expanding.
Yeah,
your
expanding,
horizons.
you know, like, I've learned that you can't just rely on one thing. So
Yeah.
where my mindset was. But like, you know, we were just at Origin, obviously, Jan 1st, and then the news came out of Wuhan like Jan 3rd or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, like how can a global pandemic, happen in like 2020?
No one thought about that. There's no way. When we first heard about the Chinese flu, whatever you want to call it, as racist as that sounds, no one ever thought it'd leave China.
That's it.
Everyone was like, that sucks for Wuhan. Unlucky boys.
Because like, look what happened with the swine flu and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like it went certain places, but
Ebola.
it didn't go Ebola. Yeah. That's it. It didn't
SARS,
go
or that
worldwide.
wasn't right. Like that wasn't really a flu, but yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But that's the whole thing. It's just like then we have this one thing, and it's just gone everywhere, literally
It's just,
worldwide.
I guess the accessibility of obviously air travel, international travel is just,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where I was.
That's it.
2019. Just finished my second trip to Europe. So I won a bunch of money from the cast in 2018 February, in excess of like 6 figures.
Congratulations.
Killer.
Holy
One
shit.
hand, $50. $50 all I had in my wallet. 150K. Had I went the Royal Flush, I would have won 1.5 mil. Anyway, that's another story for another time.
Holy shit.
So I put money into my parents, all that kind of stuff. They put into a stock account. I had about 25K. First year went to Europe, 2018, 6 countries, 6 weeks. Second year, 2019, did the same thing. 8 countries, 8 weeks. Got back. Booked another trip, 2019 November, to Las Vegas to do EDC. Never been to festivals. Had Christian family, super uptight, bringing, kind of peaking at my 30s. Exploring substances, really fucked myself up Tomorrowland. Thumbs up, that was fantastic. Religion, DMT, ketamine, all that kind of stuff. Really getting into it.
Yeah.
Got back from Europe. August. Heard the news. Mum's like, this is pretty crazy stuff. Hits Australia, November? We start going into a lockdown.
Yeah.
I was going to the cast at the time. I get a text message. One of the people at the Pearl room, which is an exclusive part of the Pearl of the casino where you go, it's a high rollers room. You've been in contact with someone directly from Wuhan. I get this over text. I freaked out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Locked myself in my room 6 days. Locked in my house 3 weeks. Didn't leave my room. Literally didn't. Unless my mum and dad had gone to their bedroom, I would leave my room, go to the toilet, wipe the toilet down vigorously, go back to my room. I grew a whole beard. I look like a piece of shit. Hair was long,
Yeah,
bro. I
bad.
look like the guy from Shang-Chi.
Was that self-exile?
Yep. Because they had no protocols in, right?
Yeah,
They had
yeah,
no idea
early
what was
days,
this.
yeah.
No one knew what the incubation date. No one knew when the fucking
Or how bad it was.
right,
Yeah.
whatever it was, right? I freaked out. Didn't message my friends. Didn't know the game. Reverted back to 2012 coup. League of Legends, Doritos, Mountain Dew, right? No Doritos, Mountain Dew because I couldn't go out. 3 weeks in, my mates called me and they're like, "We've had enough. Where the fuck are you?" So they were hanging at Seal's house, right? All that stuff. I didn't join. As we're opening up, they FaceTime me. And they were like, "Oh, Mr. Q, can we speak to John?" And I was like, "You motherfuckers, this is me." And they were like, "What the fuck?" And that was when I kind of was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're done as a like human nation, human humankind."
Yeah.
Like, 'cause, like, how do we
Civilization.
think about it, right? Logically think, how do we come back from this?
Yeah, that's it. We can't.
If
really.
vaccines take 5 or 6 years to build, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a free for all? Are we about to go into a fucking apocalypse? Are we about to? What happens to the
It looked
businesses?
like it. It was
Right.
crazy.
Yep.
Then I started going on, obviously, because I was internet stuff. We have such access to information. I saw a lot of businesses working from home, and I was like, "There's hope." Protocols are coming in, masks, this, that, the other, health.
Sanitizer.
Vaccine starts, like some starts to develop a vaccine early 2020, I think it was. Right, cool, we have some hope. And I was like, we weren't ready for this. Mentally, physically, government-wise.
That's exactly it.
Like, right, take my reaction, right? I went fucking far left. That was crazy.
It's the media cycle, I reckon. Because any big thing that happens 6 months after it's done, nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's moved on.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with these pandemics is because we do so much in terms of like animal farming,
Yeah.
and that's where these things
Or testing, I guess.
develop.
Yeah.
And because there's people working with the animals, it transfers over to humans, and that's how we get
Mad
these
cow
huge
disease, that was huge.
pandemics. Yep.
Yep.
Swine
Bird
as
flu,
well.
yeah, but yeah, swine flu.
Yeah.
So you just get all
Mad
this.
cow disease.
Yeah, that was huge.
All that
That
shit.
reverted back 2015 in Asia again.
Yep.
Just came out of nowhere. We were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Yeah, a couple of villages contracted mad
That's
cow
'cause we
disease.
go complacent,
Yeah.
and everyone forgets, and then another big pandemic happens.
Furman was telling me that as soon as before Barack Obama left the office, the whole
They had
American government ran through four scenarios.
Yeah. And
Really?
one
These
of
are
the-
end of world scenarios, right? Not
So it
like
was
just
like,
like
you know,
ha,
bomb
ha.
terrorist attack,
Yep.
whatnot, this and that. But one of them was
Natural
actually
disaster.
a pandemic.
Fucking hell.
And they
okay.
kind of put it under the table and they were like, this
So they
fucking
chose the
happened.
other apparently they chose the other three on top of the pandemic. So there was like global terrorism attack, natural disaster,
yeah.
and then like a military coup or some
Civil
sort of
unrest,
right, World War III invasion, and they swept the
Pandemic
pandemic
under the
one
rug, yeah.
situation under the rug. And here we are, 2 years, well, a year and a half
Pandemic,
later,
yeah.
going, man, we should have done that.
I mean, look, there's a lot of misinformation out there. and stuff
yeah,
like
it
that
could have been false, could have been true.
with the news and stuff. So I guess that's what also elevated everyone's concerns, you know.
Yeah,
That's it, yeah.
Just the easier to get access to information.
Yeah. But it's not even that. It's like, you know, with the things like Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10, they're spinning this narrative
Yeah, of course.
of just how bad it really is.
Yeah.
And then you hear stories from like, you know, not over race, but like in different countries and stuff, or it's not that bad or this or that. But then you hear things like, okay, like Ireland, it's like 70%, you know, been infected or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Or Italy,
yeah.
the first country that was fucking
Italy
wrecked
went
by
through the
fucking COVID.
shitter, yeah.
I know people that are dead. Like I actually physically know 2 people that are Aussies that have had COVID.
Really?
And they were like, it's nothing to be fucked with, right?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's real.
But they had no underlying health problems.
Yeah.
One was a paramedic, who's Ben O'Regan, who actually used to work at the Saint with me, who was on the news for being the first WA guy to transfer to the London precinct and work as an EMT, got it, and he was like, this is nothing to be fucked with.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a
a
real
real
boy,
thing.
real lean guy, right? And then another guy was some guy that we really know and came back and was like, dude, yeah, I got it. And I was like, struggling. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. They just say it's like irreversible damage once you get it.
Some of them, yeah,
and
lung
everything.
spots, all that kind of stuff. But again, we live in an era where like we have the most access to every sort of information,
Yeah.
but we have access to the most information. So now Wikipedia pages can be changed.
That's
I
it.
can write an article about how shit
Yeah.
Alex and fucking Mitchell's podcast is,
Yeah.
and it goes this way. Or Furman can write it. It's like it's the best podcast in the world. You know what I mean?
That's why.
That's exactly it.
That's why
Comes
no
very
one's
far.
get the vaccine either. You know.
Yeah.
In the 90s, we had no technology to talk how, you know, misinformation and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. It's either you get the vaccine or you don't, kind of thing.
But
That's
it
exactly
was
it.
mandatory. Polio was mandatory for
That
all
was.
schools.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now everyone's on TikTok, you know,
Yeah.
5G,
All of the really
whatnot.
dangerous ones have been mandated.
Yeah.
It's, you know, the early.
Yeah, it's nothing new.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing
Correct.
new.
Yeah.
Correct.
These guys are all just like.
I've done my
protesting about it.
research.
Yeah, and that's where it's
suddenly
just so
a big
dumb,
deal,
like-
Get the fuck off
government's
Google.
Trying to control you.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah. You're not cool enough to control.
Yeah,
Bro,
well,
you do
that's
coke.
it, yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
you
it's-
do
it's-
1 gram of coke a weekend. Shut the fuck up, man. Like you're nobody. You know,
So
like
it's just the
honestly-
lower class of society,
Honestly, bro.
basically. Like,
I'm
Yeah,
double
uneducated,
vaxxed. I
yeah.
get my booster soon. You boys vaxxed?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm first
double
vaxxed. I was supposed to
I
get
had
it today,
double
but
vax. I work at a hospital, so
I was supposed to get double vaxxed today, but I thought it'd be because like I've been told that when you get double vaxxed, then he like really knocks you around. So I was like,
4-hour dead arm, bro.
really, that's it.
4-hour dead arm.
Because I didn't.
First one had a 4-hour dead arm.
I was
That's it.
really worried because it's like,
I'm
okay,
the same,
shit,
yeah.
like I've got a podcast on tonight. I don't want to be a space
Yeah.
cadet kind of thing.
Don't
right?
listen, bro. I mean, if your immune system's fine,
Yeah.
if you're scared the day before, 24 hours before, take Armor Force vitamin C.
Yeah, yeah.
The worst that can happen to you is a day flu.
Okay.
I'll
Because
take-
I'm getting
I'll
it
take
Wednesday
things.
morning
Yeah.
anyway, so.
yeah, I haven't heard of anyone getting any nasty side effects from getting.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Osman and some of the boys in the office there had a pretty nice one, but I think their immune system shit anyway because you guys are shit cunts. Get fucking right.
Okay.
But yeah, man, like it's you're right, boys. It's a hell of a world we're living in right now.
Yeah.
That pandemic showed so many things to the world. We can work from home. The casino can be a fucking clean place. You
Yeah.
filthy fucks. You can wash your hands. Do you know how to wash your hands? You know, you see,
Yeah,
they need to
basic
show
shit,
you how to
basic-
wash your hands.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy shit.
It's like, yeah.
That's exactly it. But like I've heard stories because like I'm gonna start doing FIFO next year, right?
Oh.
And so with that, like doing these courses and like doing training and stuff
Yeah.
like that, I've been told from people where it's like, you know, say because I'm doing ERT, emergency
Yeah,
response
yeah.
team, and I've been told by like some people that they're literally like standing outside the toilets because some guys they just don't wash their hands. And it's just like they don't look after themselves, they don't clean themselves.
Basic shit.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a whole new world, man. And I was
Yeah.
saying to the guys at the cast, sanitary issues will never be the same again.
That's
Without
it.
this pandemic, okay, this is going to sound really rough. Go to the casino one time before COVID. People putting chips in their bra.
Yeah.
People licking chips, biting chips, fucking sucking each other off, high-fiving each other. Now, every dealer changes is sanitized. All the chips are washed. We elevated ourselves to live longer because of the sanitary issues that we're dealing with now. Everyone's washing hands. The common flu will never be the common flu
It's a
again.
silver lining from this pandemic.
Correct. Because I feel like all the bugs now that will get to us are going to be super bugs because of the way we keep ourselves so sanitized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the downside, isn't it?
And so that's what the
Correct.
scary thing is as well, because like the next 5 years, there could be another bloody COVID.
Yeah.
There could be something else.
Yep.
And then 5 years after that, and who knows what's going to happen.
All medical professionals that you guys will know, because of the way we wash our hands, and because we elevate our sanitary standards so high, the only things that will survive are mutations that can withstand alcohol sanitization.
That's it.
What the fuck does that even mean? You're gonna be a fully like alcoholic stepfather who comes in the middle of the night and fucking beats the shit out of you? Because that's what's gonna happen.
No, because that won't happen anymore because he'll be dead because the bacteria got to him.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
saved.
Abusive drunken dads.
Gotcha.
Silver linings.
With their Nokia
Silver
flip phones.
linings. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
What a world we live in. But we're like 15 minutes over, so
Oh, let's cut it, boys.
yeah, we'll wrap it up. But honestly, cheers so much for coming
Hey,
on.
no
you guys.
worries.
Pleasure was
Thank
ours,
you,
man.
guys.
Thank you
Sorry,
so
we'll
much. Thanks,
respond to
Mitch.
your
Thanks,
DMs.
Alex.
No, it's all good.
It's expected,
Maybe
yeah.
maybe you can unblock Alex now. I think you
Oh,
are.
Yeah,
shit.
come on,
Yeah,
please.
man.
Like,
Maybe you can come onto our podcast soon.
yeah, no, I'd love
Yeah.
that. I
The
would
cast
actually love
session
that.
would be sick for you boys, just to react to memes,
Yeah.
stupid ass videos, and music videos.
That sounds right up
That's
your
the
alley,
funniest dumb
like-
shit ever.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
thank you so much, guys. That was
Thank
awesome.
you for having
Thank you,
us.
boys.
Appreciate it.
Cheers for that. And then, so, next... actually, no, tomorrow. So, tomorrow we've got Brandon Willington coming on.
Oh, I hate that guy. Why don't you bring him on today? I can fucking talk shit about him.
Wilco. Fucking
Yeah,
Nah.
so I've had him on in the past,
Okay.
but then it's just like, I
Nah,
thought
this
I'd
is
get him
this is
back on.
Wilco 4.0.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's like so
Just-
ridiculous.
He's crazy now.
Does he
Crazy
still write
fit.
sins
Yeah.
and tragedies or what?
He's all like straight edge now.
Yep, no drinking or
No
anything.
So he doesn't write
Yeah.
sins and he doesn't write tragedies. That guy was
No.
Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
That was Wilco version 1. Yeah.
That was Wilco version 1.
Damn. No, he's actually does. I do a lot of work with Wilco. He's does my
He's a
Facebook
really,
ads.
really good dude.
Yeah.
He was always a good dude. He was just lost in the sauce.
That's exactly
So-
what
Yeah. He's found Jesus now, so it's good.
He did not find Jesus. Jesus found him. He still said no.
He's still a saucy boy.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting because it's going to like hopefully break down marketing and running a business
Oh,
and just
sick.
like talk
Perfect.
about that whole side of him now.
Yeah, whereyou.com.au, very good marketers.
Yeah.
I recommend 5 stars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also hit up those summer events, guys. Voyage Colado, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
It'll be
please come
good
to my
come
events.
It'll be massive
poor
parties.
and I need money.
That's what made it push it. Yeah.
Hee hee.
Great
right.
closing remark.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right.
Peace.
So Damo's not here, but usually Damo's my other cameraman. He always makes us wave at the camera, so it's
Oh,
like, all right,
okay.
we're done
Everybody
now.
wave
I was over this.
Catch you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'm on dress.
Bye.